Boom. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Master Round on the podcast. My tongue gets in the way. My voice sounds a little weird too, because I just sort of getting over some sort of flu. There was a flu going around for the past week, and it kind of got me, but it didn't knock me down as much as a lot of people I've been running into, and so I'm thankful. I guess I'm pretty thankful. On to the sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Dimension Systems. They are Guam's premier computer and IT consulting company, creating solutions with technology. You hear that? Technology. Technology changes every single day and advances every single hour. It feels like that within 6 months, shit goes obsolete. But guess what? For 31 years, Dimension Systems has been able to provide customer service and support to you, the customer, and keeping up with the times and technology for 31 years, since 1987. From computer networking to web design and system integration, they're always there for you. Even if your business is really small or your business is extremely big, they can provide solutions for you. They have been Guam's best consulting company, IT consulting company, I should say, for 31 years. So if you're looking to keep your business streamlined and increase productivity and watch it grow at the same time, guess what? Dimension Systems is for you. Go and visit dimensionsystems.com for more information, or simply, this is Guam, just go visit their office over in Tamuning at the DFS Plaza, right after the old dog track, across the elementary school and the skate park. It's really hard to miss. You walk in the door, immediately to your left, boom, right there, Dimension Systems. This episode is also brought to you by Mosa's Joint. They are located right here in the heart of Hagatna City, serving up the island's best local chow, music, happy hours, and all around vibes. It's literally a package of goodness. Everything from their appetizers to their daily specials to their menu items, everything is good. One of the best places on Guam to eat and also have a great time. Their bar is full. They have great music. Big Ben and Galta and Vince Mesa play there all the time, and it's just hard to not like being there. So go check them out. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and till 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Mosa's Joint. This episode is also brought to you by Stroll Guam. Go and download the Stroll Guam app today. If you're listening to this on your phone, go ahead and exit the app. While you're still listening to this, go to your Apple App Store or Google Play Store, whatever kind of phone you have, and download the Stroll Guam app, and you will be downloading the most convenient, affordable, and safest way to get around the island. I've been using it quite a lot this holiday season, and I just feel safe. I can go and party, have a good time with friends, and then just know that I can get home whenever I want. I just open my phone, call a driver, and within moments, they're there. And you can even reserve rides, stuff like that. So as an added benefit of being a Master Random podcast listener, you get $10 off your next ride by using the code word RANDOM18, RANDOM 18, and get $10 off your next ride. For more info, go visit strollguam.com. That's it for the sponsors. I'm excited for you guys to listen to this next episode of the podcast. My next guests, with an S, are Frankie McJohn from the Dank Show and Weir from LiquidSoul Industries. But their relationship is quite fucking amusing and hilarious, and I just had a lot of fun talking to them. Just the chemistry in our conversation was really great. We talked about a bunch. We talked about them killing it when the Expendables played. Oh, my dog's going off right now. And how Chase has just really progressed with shooting videos, and now he teamed up with the John Dank show to really kick ass this coming year. So enjoy this conversation with Chase Weir and Frankie McJohn on Master Round on the podcast. Check it out.
Production stuff.
Yeah.
Later. You don't gotta hear the intro anymore. I remember I had to sit through the intro, bro.
Yeah. Maybe is that the last time?
That was the last time.
You came on by yourself though, right?
Yeah.
After that.
That's how selfish of me. You asked me.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just followed through. Yeah.
Yeah. Before I used to have like the looper pedal.
Looper, yeah.
And then we'd be like, okay, hold on, guys, and I'd like press the looper, play the looper. And then I'll be like, welcome to Master Random. And yeah. Like
Well, now Boo's evolved, bro. You got post-production, dude? Yeah. Post-production, it's when you know it's real. yeah, man. We'll edit that in post, bro.
Yeah.
We'll edit that in post. You're good.
But welcome, Chase. Welcome to the show. You've never sat on a platform like this, let alone hear your own voice.
Yeah, this is new.
New?
It's new.
He's usually behind the camera, so he doesn't.
Yeah, and I think that's what most people would know you for, right? Is taking photos and videos, like really beautiful shots.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, are you the one that took like an up close photo of a turtle, and it got pretty like popular?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It got published, right?
Yeah, one got published. I've been published a few times. The most recent thing is on Netflix. You can watch. It's Blue Planet 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't even know, but Guam was featured.
Now they do.
Yeah, exactly. Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, I still getting used to the voice thing. But yeah, episode 6, I believe, the Coasts episode. So it's these little fish.
That's your
Yeah,
shot.
that's me, guys. We did it. You know, I got to work on the project under some really cool like cameramen, and so I got to do a little bit, but for the most part, just trying to learn from like these producers.
So they had a team to come to Guam and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm. For like almost maybe 3 years ago. I'd say about 3 years ago we filmed it, and it just got released. Damn. So I know that's a long post. That's a long post.
Yeah, the post-production on that was real. You really fucked that shot up, Chase.
Yeah, like, oh, damn.
Are they going to reshoot?
Yeah.
Gotta fly out to Guam. Get the shot
So
again.
what is their process when a team sort of comes out like that? I mean, I know something like Planet Earth took like 5 or 10 years just to produce and shoot and develop and just to get those shots that they're trying to get. So was there anything in particular when they came here that they were looking for?
Yeah, so they were looking for this fish called the blemmy fish, and it kind of lives out of the water, and it just kind of breathes through its body, which is kind of weird, like its pores. It's interesting. So they wanted to film that fish and mating. So basically we filmed fish porn for 3 weeks.
Yes.
That's all it was, dude.
They're like, okay, we're gonna film fish porn.
Dude.
We're calling Chase Weir.
It was me.
Like LiquidSoul.
Who
fish
had the
porn.
best beard? And seems like he'll do some fish porn.
Who has
for
the
us.
most porno beard on Guam?
We all had like binoculars and just staring from far because they're really skittish. We look like total like perverts, you know, just in the bushes. Like, oh man, look at that! That female's ready. Look at the male over there. Oh, they're
About to
checking
give
each
it
other
up.
out. A lot of commentary,
give
you
it up.
know.
Look at the vulva.
Yeah.
Look at the vulva's flipped open.
Yeah. Oh man,
That isn't
pectoral
breathing
fins.
through her
Yeah.
pores. That's not breathing. She's doing something else through those pores.
Yeah.
That's definitely an orgasm.
I can't believe they called you for fish
Yeah.
porn. Like they're spawning.
That's basically what we did, and they put it on Netflix.
Like we
Oh, you know.
The best thing is like, how did the email process go? Like, hey man, all right. So I was like, hey Chase Weir, this is blah 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 from our planet. We want to film some fish having sex in your island. Like, would you mind assisting us?
Do you know any fish?
We've
who are
seen
in-
some of your work. We've seen some of your work.
You just send a quote. That's it. Respond with a quote. Yes, we can. This is how much it'll cost.
Yes is the answer. What is the question?
Exactly.
I have actors lined up just for this moment.
I have a bunch of friends that have been waiting to meet too. I don't know. About that.
Dude, it was funny. We just sat there for real, just binoculars.
Like, where did you shoot it at?
Tagacheng.
Okay.
And then in Toguan Bay.
A lot of people film in Tagacheng as well.
Yeah, dude, that's on the little side beach.
Hey, man.
A little hidden area over
Family
there.
friend. This is family friendly conversation. Oh shit. No. Oh, so Tagacheng is where you actually caught it?
Well,
Yeah.
because they're okay. You said they're deep water fish, right? I mean,
Or
they're
they're-
open ocean.
So they're in the coast. So they actually live on the rocks.
Oh,
So
shit.
they'll be in the rocks and not in the water, but they're still fish. It's kind of weird. So like they wanted to film them specifically, and that's why they came out here.
Wow.
Interesting.
I know, like compared to like manta rays and sharks and all this other cool stuff, it's like, yeah, we filmed that little fish right there. That's the one, dude. Like there's all these
Having sex.
awesome shots, you know? Yeah,
The
exactly.
guy's in his like checkbook. He's like, mission accomplished.
Yeah, just you little mink. You know,
Fucking binoculars.
The guys are
That
like
was it, dude. Me
prone
and two
position
old
right
dudes.
on the
Yeah,
floor. Like, oh yeah, this is the perfect angle right here.
oh, money shot.
She's about to finish. Oh no.
It was totally like whoa.
So what did you learn exactly?
Oh, just man, so much stuff. So like just taking care of my equipment and kind of how they transport. There's two English dudes that flew here from the UK, and then they had brought like 40 Pelican cases with them. Whoa. And I was like. like they came out like pushing, and I was like, man, you guys just have a lot of shit. Like that's it, just so much equipment.
How
So
much
it's like
was your extra baggage fee?
shit, that thing was crazy. I was like, man, I should have charged more. You know, like when I saw that, you guys can afford that, you should charge more. But they're cool, you know, like they didn't really, they were way cool. So just kind of learning about techniques and making the connection, I think was the biggest one. Is like now, you know, I have that.
If they need a fish porno guy,
They know where I'm at, you know. Hey, we're good.
I know
Hey,
this
man.
one guy. He's a really good fish porn
Like
shooter.
producer. Fish porn. I think you can put that on your resume, dude. Like shot fish having sex.
You're the guy like
Like
right in between the head of the fish, and you just have the camera right
Yeah.
there. It's like
Underneath, you know.
underneath.
you're the guy that you get the money shot on your own face. Like somebody wiped
I'm
Chase's
wearing,
face
wearing the face shield thing. Yeah.
for bush cutting. The one for bush cutting. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Just
That's crazy. And how many days did you guys do that?
for like 3 weeks.
Really, every day?
Dude, every day.
Wow.
But we got a lot of good like footage off the bat, so the shoot wasn't as long. But they'll sit there for months sometimes, just
And they told you that?
like they'll do it. But they were planning for 3 weeks to try and get it, and we got it all within the first week and a half. So, and then the extra was just all B-roll stuff.
That's cool.
So it was neat. It was a cool project. But you should watch it. It's a cool series.
Netflix,
Yeah, Blue Planet 2.
Blue Planet.
I think I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's really good.
The second one just came out. and-
Didn't you shoot with those guys? Those guys that did the Visit Guam thing or for GVB?
Oh, Beautiful Destination.
Beautiful Destination.
Yeah, we got to film some of that too. That was neat.
That one was dope.
That was some
That one was
cool
dope.
stuff.
I saw that one.
That was fun to see those filmmakers, you know, like pros, you know, and they're our age, you know, so it's neat to see them working for big companies like that.
Yeah, are you originally from here?
I've been here 11 years now.
Okay,
Yeah, so I went to
localized.
localize, yeah.
completely
Injection.
Got here and then
Yeah.
put him on a boat. Like, yeah, this is your
Yeah.
this is your
You learn to fish.
initiation.
Yeah.
Learn to watch
Sounds
fish
good.
having sex too. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, you're good, bro. You're good.
No, it was like a fetish at first. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I like
I like kind of like. Oh,
Unique technique.
you need to get on the boat.
New techniques.
the puffer fish. The puffer fish is unique in their acts.
That's his pet name, Pufferfish.
Puffer-
Come on, Pufferfish.
Bring your puffer fish out.
What is this turning into?
Oh man. Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
Miami.
Okay.
Yep. And
So what brought you out here?
my dad and my mom. So my mom's a marine biologist.
Okay.
So she actually studies manta rays throughout Micronesia and Guam, and so she's in charge of our region as far as like identifying and setting up like ID centers. So
Right.
basically, she's just setting up a database of different manta rays we have. And my dad's a dentist,
Oh.
so they're totally opposite. Like,
So
I
they're
look- you
totally
know,
made for each
my
other.
dad's my dad's cool, but I hate going to the dentist. Who likes the dentist? You know,
Like I love you,
He
Dad.
does,
I
though.
hate your job,
Yeah. Straight
but I'm
up.
glad you make money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
This voice thing is.
Yeah, and so
Still
it's
tripping out.
so what got you into photography and stuff like that, or at least filmmaking? Right?
So I started with a GoPro, and I was just making fishing videos for fun. And then
how long ago? Well, GoPro came out
man,
like 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah, so I started with the first one back in 2011.
All right.
2000, yeah, about 2011, 2010. I got the first generation and just
That
brought it out.
badass.
The thick one.
The thick one though, it's all
Like the
silver. Right?
big, yeah, and
It
Giant
didn't
silver.
have the fisheye lens either yet, right?
yeah, it was like good for out of the water, but sucked in the water,
Right,
you know.
right,
And
right.
so we all like modified our housings and like drilled into them and put glass so we could bring it underwater. And so I shot a few videos with that, just making like, you know, and you put it up and like 7 people watch it, and you're like, yeah, 7 people saw it, you know, like, and then the next time like 12 people, you're like, oh man, like a couple more
Getting
people, you
somewhere,
know. Yeah.
Gaining traction, gaining traction.
We have liftoff.
Bros, you see the momentum, bros?
Yeah, that's it.
Like you and your homies, like, bros, 7, 12 this week.
Dude, they loved our 50-minute long video, you know, like totally outrageous. And then
All slow mo, like it's like 50 minutes of slow mo, like just
you know,
all
where you
one.
set it down for 10 minutes, you forget, but you still leave it in the video, you know, just facing the sky.
Nice.
In slow mo too.
Yeah, exactly.
Still picture.
So
Why am I scared of the sky? Fucking 6 minutes of sun, bro. Like,
Is this that
great.
scene in Gladiator? Yeah. What's going on?
like, how do we even upload this when the fucking internet was slower on YouTube? I mean, like,
Dude,
Jesus.
yeah.
AOL.
When I was in high school, we were me and my friend. We were really into making videos and stuff. We would make skate videos and
Yeah.
longboarding videos,
Same.
stuff like that.
Same.
And I remember having to pull files off of DV tapes, those little mini DV tapes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I plugged it into my Windows 2000 computer.
With your Talaza 2000
Yeah,
internet.
with like the basic, with like the basic fucking program, and then that would crash like every hour.
Movie
you know?
Maker, dude.
Movie Maker.
Yeah,
that's
Movie
what it
Maker,
was.
that's number one.
Yeah.
Windows Movie Maker.
Movie Maker,
Pro.
bro.
And dude, we would have to upload the entire film, the entire like tape, and then like
Then
go
clip
through
it,
it like
clip it,
shit,
yeah.
okay, well,
I remember doing the
on
same
that.
exact thing.
Yeah.
Dude, me and Danton did a video in high school of what is it? Oh my god. What's the play that everybody does in high school with Brutus and I can't remember.
Oh, Caesar, right? Has to do with Caesar.
Julius Caesar. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
we did like a Guam version. And like Brutus and dude, and we did like a gangster version too. So we had to do it for our English class. And, like our English teacher still like was showing it up until like a couple years ago. Like Danton had cornrows in it. It was great, bro.
Yeah, dude, I want to
They're
find the
gems,
videos.
dude.
We made a World War II enactment, and we shot. We had the Japanese soldiers shoot a gun, and then we put a stick and attached the stick to a wire, and then a paintball over the camera. So the paintball was hanging over the camera, and we like did a bullet scene, like, and it was like airplane noises and stuff. It was like.
Is that in a bullet?
The fucking worst ever, bro.
Yeah, we did a scene where we
Like,
like we slid a glass across the table. Like we put the camera on the edge of the table, like slid a glass, like caught it. Like those things. Like that's movie magic, bro.
movie magic. Bro.
Low lighting, you can only see like people's pants because they're like yellow or something. Like, fuck, why can't I see anybody's face? Fuck it. It was like those like 8 megapixel digital cameras you recorded. We only have like 2 minutes of video, so every time you finish the 2 minutes, you upload it and throw it back on. All right, let's record some more, bro. Internal
we got
memory.
a 2 gigabyte memory card. Dude.
Dude, that's all I got. That's all I
Can't put too much on this one.
got. But that's all I got, dude. I saw my mom had.
How did you know you were developing sort of a skill for like?
What was it? It was. I remember you telling me about this. It was the GoPro putting you right.
Yeah.
Putting you on, yeah.
So GoPro picked up, so my mom sat me down. She's like, hey, I want you to make a nice video. Take your time, edit it. I don't want to see it for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I went in and first video I ever sat down and edited with the GoPro and then put it out on YouTube. And the first video I ever uploaded on my LiquidSoul stuff was called Hard to Yap. And it was just manta ray footage from Yap. So a couple months later, I was on the boat. I was just messing around. And then my phone just went bing, 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 like just spammed. I was like, dude, what's going on? Like looking at it, so-and-so subscribed to you, and just went down the list. And then somebody's commented. I was like, what is going on? And then I went on GoPro, like the app, and then there was my video.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, snap. Okay. So then I knew from there, I was like, all right, this is pretty, I should keep doing it,
Right.
So
Kind of it reeled you in, dude.
yeah, I did. And then working with the guys from BBC, it was like, all right, when we were working on the Blue Planet 2, just kind of needing to upgrade my equipment. All right, the GoPro can only do so much. And then they were like, look, like you have talent, but you'll get eaten alive in our industry because you only use a GoPro. And I was like, oh, okay. So, well, what do I do? So I invested in a nice camera, and then first couple trips, like the first year, I didn't make any money. Second year, I was able to do comp trips, So like these guys, like that was our first thing.
Pay for me to go and I'll shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third year I was able to kind of start charging. Okay. And then now I can actually charge a lot,
make a living off of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I do.
How does that work though? Is like the value that people present to you over like what you you don't determine the value, or?
So usually somebody will come up and be like, I want this kind of video. And I'm like, okay, it costs this much, or if you want, something different, it really depends.
But over time you've been able to sort of figure out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of doing different projects. So some I'll shoot a music video with these guys, and then the next day I'll go and do something underwater. It's just kind of being able to adapt and then know different editing styles for their audience, right? Because it's not my audience I'm making it for when I do it for somebody else. I'm doing it for their audience.
Right.
So being able to adjust those, edit the video that way.
Yeah.
Thinking about their audience. So.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, try to do.
Okay.
Try to make it like that.
I didn't know.
Try to make
Touch it there, like touch it there, holding a gimbal, like fucking.
Dude, I got a one-handed gimbal so I can hold a beer in the other.
That's exactly what it is. We knew that.
Is that what you're doing on Friday?
Yeah, drink and film, dude. Drink and film.
Dude, drinking film.
By the way, Friday.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I don't know if I can tell you enough, dude. You guys fucking smashed it.
Thank you, man.
That
You
was,
guys
they did a
smashed
great
the
job.
fucking show, bro.
That was really fun. It was fun. It was I think those type of shows and the bigger. I love that construction, bro.
Yeah. We'll see if we can hear it in the production.
Yeah.
We'll see what
man.
post-production can work on.
But no, man. I think with those shows and that atmosphere brings the best out of us. I think it's one of those things where it puts enough pressure on us where we have the application to rehearse, and I mean we rehearse a lot, but we have this application of rehearsal and delivering, because I mean when you're delivering to a weekly crowd, you know who likes what, you know who likes how they like it. Chase especially.
Sorry, the hammering is just epic. Don't. I'm listening to Frank.
They're conveniently installing tiles downstairs.
But yeah,
don't they know it's a fucking podcast studio up here?
Yeah.
But it's cool, man. It's one of those things where we know what we need to do, and we've been there before. And every event like that presents its own challenges. And this one, it kind of was more. I think we're kind of at that level, and not level, but that we're at the.
You don't have to be humble about it.
No, we're at the point where we know what's expected of us now.
Oh, okay.
Locally, at least.
Okay.
And
I mean, dude, look at. I mean, it defined. How do I say it? Not defined. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? It really showed me. You guys' local impact though.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Cool.
That gets us every time, bro.
Fucking first chord strong. People were running up to the.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I didn't open my eyes until the end of the first song. So, dude, that's my thing, bro. I can't look up right away, because if I do, then I definitely psych myself out. And it's just an anxiety nerve thing. I have these tics that make me I have certain things I need to do,
But, you don't want to open your eyes and be like, nah, fuck, I thought it was going to be more people.
Yeah. At the same time, right? You're like, fuck, nobody's moving.
Some kid out there, just one person in the middle.
You're my hero, dude. You're fucking
John
pointing
Dank
at him.
shirt, John Dank hat, John Dank tattoo on his neck. Dude, that's her guy.
That's you, dude. That's you. We're just waiting on the tattoo. Or we just can't see it.
Get it right across my face.
But yeah, man, like it was eye opening for us, I think, as well. Like it wasn't just completely like it was a good show. Like we felt like we put on a good show, but it was one of those things where we kind of realized like how much people listen to our music now, and it's one of those things you don't see all the time. Like you don't see it. It doesn't come into fruition like every day
ever.
You know what I mean?
I haven't seen it. You know, the way I've never seen people run up to the stage
For a local band.
like
Yeah.
that ever.
That was cool. And then the reception for like songs, it's crazy because every song that we played that has been put out already, people knew, and that was fucking crazy. Like when we played because we save Running Away till the end, right? And because that's like our most recent song, it's like one of our bigger songs, and we played it up front, like played it second, you know, and it was kind of like we wanted to fuck with the crowd a little bit, so we threw like a stop, and I asked them, I was like, how many of you know this song? And they're like, right when we started playing it again, it was like, holy shit, and the whole crowd was fucking singing it. It was gnarly, dude. Like it was kind of one of those moments where you kind of just absorb and then like appreciate it, you know, and then you go back to work right after. So, and that was just fucking nuts, bro. Like, it was fucking crazy.
So are you planning on making a video?
Yeah,
of that performance?
Well, I did. I did. And then
why'd you bring it up?
I don't know.
Why'd you bring it up?
Okay, yeah.
No. Here's what happened.
That wasn't on purpose. That wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Let me give you the backstory. So Chase.
I'll let you guys argue it out.
No. Here's what happened. So we got all of the live recording from the concert, and we all listened to it. Like we all had like a day or two to listen to it. Chase listened to it. Chauncey did. We all did.
Did it sound good?
It was good. Yeah, like the Boros they always do a great job. But all the mistakes in the song that he would put in the video. So we have a new song that we haven't released yet, and he was gonna do a live video of it because that's what we did for Running Away. For when we opened up for Revolution, shout out to Eric Revolution. But when we opened up for Revolution, we did Running Away live, and we released that on YouTube. And he did a one take of the whole thing, and we released the live track. But it wasn't like a downloaded mix. It was just from his camera.
Yeah, my camera audio. So it wasn't like the best.
Right,
So
right.
Now we're like, okay, Chauncey, go plug in the USB, which is another funny moment. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, we plug in the USB, blah, blah, blah. We get the whole set, like an hour long of fucking just audio, right? And it was mixed well, and we were satisfied with the mix and whatnot, right? But the only thing is we know that that's a new song. Okay, so it's a new song, right? And nobody knows it yet. So the mistakes aren't as obvious to everybody else because the more you listen to the actual recording, which is done already, you'll notice like with the live take, you're like, no, they fucked that up. They fucked that up. And then I'm like, oh, I fucked that up. Then like, you know, there's like wrong hits with like wrong notes. And we just kind of, we like overanalyze because it's crucial to us because it's new, you know, and we know everything about the song because it's so new that we kind of are investing in it more than anything else. And so Chase cuts the video, sends it, and by the way, it's fucking dope. Like
it looks
fucking
great,
dope. It looks awesome.
Yeah, good job.
No, like we were just like the fish he was shooting that were having porn. Like we were the fish.
Fantastic.
We were the fish, and it was great lighting. Right. He did one take, the whole song, fucking killed it. Found good angles and all this, but then we listened to the audio and we're all like, I don't think so.
After they said it was good. They had said it was good before that, and then once I edited it, you know.
We just didn't hear it.
Didn't hear the mistakes until you were done editing. You know.
We feel terrible, but you did a great job. And we released a minute of it on Instagram, by the way, so if you guys want to check it out.
An hour ago or something.
Yeah, just an hour ago. But yeah, check out the minute of it. There were no mistakes in that.
Can you pull it up, man?
Oh, you can do these things now?
We can do these things.
You have evolved.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the last time he was here, Matt wasn't even here yet.
No, you didn't have this whole setup. It's just this.
The cameras and stuff like that. So there's usually like 3 cameras, but because it's kind of like, I could have put it up. I thought someone else was coming. So
yeah, shout out to Chauncey.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up, Chauncey.
No. Well, last night we did a podcast and there was 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just easier to do. Just
so your girlfriend let you leave it up. That's what it was. That's like band practice with me, bro. Rehearsal, Cass knows rehearsal week.
Studio goes back to a living room as soon as the podcast.
Yeah. Cass knows studio like rehearsal week for concerts. It's fucking our house is fucking crazy, bro. Like we
Can you
have,
get
like,
these fucking wires?
dude,
out of
there's
the
like
way?
wires. There's a drum set when Paulo leaves it because he doesn't want to set it up 3 days in a row. There's like fucking merch all over the place, like tubs of merch, and we're just like CDs and like she's just like fuck it, bro. Like she lives upstairs whenever it's concert week. Like she knows it, bro. And I'm like, sorry, babe. I love you.
Yeah,
I
you
mean
guys
it.
you guys are so much tighter now.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, the way you guys
Chase disagrees.
Chase
He thinks we're looser.
He's definitely gotten loose.
So, yeah, we. Thank you, man. I mean,
But do you guys
Yeah.
work on the show like an actual show?
we put together the set. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
build the
besides,
show.
Besides music, yeah. I mean, so it's the show's an actual like. Some things are purposely done.
Yeah, you know, there's certain aspects that we want to work on more that we haven't quite been able to. Like we want to work on getting a lights guy, like a lights guy to like
I'm
work
all
with.
about it.
Yeah, like and
Yeah.
and big bands like Revolution. Those guys have guys who actually time their whole set with lighting.
Yeah.
We want to do that. We want to have like certain graphics, certain things like that, and you know, it's he's pulling it up.
Perfect. And
Look
the
at this,
siren,
dude.
the siren and the construction.
Dude, yeah, it's all perfect.
I don't know. Oh shit! The TV's unplugged. What an idiot.
No, man. See, there's certain quirks that we don't always figure out, even though our studio is upgraded. We still forget to plug in the TV. All right? It's like, come on, guys.
Don't you know there's a podcast studio?
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I really want to try and get into like my own studio. I mean, it's cool doing it here, but
The thing that's great about a podcast is that it
Setting it
can be
up
done
and-
like this.
and-
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're the means of achieving a really good podcast. Your overhead is a lot lower than most.
oh yeah,
most
yeah,
things.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
Which is
technically,
really
the
cool.
podcast should be paying for rent.
Yeah, yeah. Shout outs to the landlords.
Right. I don't know why the screen's so small. We didn't troubleshoot.
Yeah, it's
thing
fine.
before you
No,
guys
you're
came
good, bro.
over.
You're good. Yeah, you're gonna realize that it's a really sick video.
Is it here? Is it showing, Matt?
Is it duplicated or?
Yeah.
there you go.
There you are. We found you.
Okay, go left. All right, we'll direct you. Go left and up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Left and. Or yeah, he's
set it
operating
to
like
mirror.
7 screens over there.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it. Oh fuck. Yeah. I don't know why it's. I don't know what happened.
Is it?
Go to the
function?
like the screen share. You can see on the
Yeah.
screen the
Set it
the
to
way.
mirroring.
Yeah.
The cool thing is in post production you can cut all this time out. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Now we just need to.
I don't know why the screen's so fucking small.
It works.
I think it's the settings on the
It's the
the
you
computer.
point with your lips right?
No.
over there. Yeah. Oh, there.
Mirror.
That's what's
back.
great about like post. They can cut all of this out. And then just be
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, let's check out that video.
No, we're keeping this shit in. Just scroll down. It's cool. Just
the first video. Yeah.
there you go.
Oh God. It's like Chase is like, yeah, this is great.
I think it's great too.
Yeah.
The lighting was perfect. Shout outs to Boo on the lighting. Hey, dude.
That's another story. Did you? Okay, so
And the LED screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the LED.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, so the you know when the lights went off for like a whole 5 seconds? Like,
Yeah.
like complete dark. That was my bad.
Yeah, that's
me.
So here I am. So the buttons is like CVW. You know, you can. This is the
that's
whole
it.
video?
Yeah, that's the full. That was the full video.
Yeah.
It just looped again.
Thank
I
you.
think it's good.
Oh,
Fuck, dude.
nice.
I think it's good.
Yeah, it's
No, it was great. Like we're gonna.
It's just
Cut.
not good enough, right? That's where we're at, right?
That's where the
Just
perfectionists of
not
the band come
good,
out, and we're
yeah.
just like,
But-
That's
is
where
it-
they turn into divas.
there's a lot. Yeah,
But is it more the like
It's the
song,
performance.
The performance.
it was the performance. Yeah.
Where you
Like
can
we
start,
hit, we had like one hit where it's like, bah, and it was like the wrong note. like it was supposed to be, bro. Like you know how that goes. Like everybody's expecting the fucking the B flat or the E flat. You're just like, nope, that wasn't it. Shit. And we all laughed because on the like our WhatsApp group, like our team group, everybody noticed that same exact part, and we're all like, fuck.
You just made Chase do the Homer Simpson walking back into the
Chase knows we appreciate him and love him, and he did a great job. And we're gonna use it. It's just we can't post the whole.
We can't post it for 5 years. It's gonna take 5 years,
Yeah,
and
5
then
years.
we'll release
So
it. Later. There was that video in the archives.
It's like the black drive.
Throwback
Black
Thursday,
Drive. Oh, man.
5 years from now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're actually the one that opened up for Expendables.
Unreleased.
And Boo did the lighting.
Exclusive.
Boo was doing the lighting.
Dude.
Oh.
Okay, dude. So the reason why I was doing the lighting is because I was standing on the side and I was watching 4-Piece and I was like, why is it still blue? You know,
The whole time?
Yeah, it was
Or, like,
blue
for a
for
while?
like half their set, and I was like, oh hell no! And I ran and no one's on the laptop like doing the lighting. I was like, dude, no one's doing the lighting. And so I just like was fucking around like clicking, and Ed was showing me different stuff, how to do stuff. So. You know, when you guys came on, I felt confident.
I got the
you know?
light. You're at it. Hey guys, like, hey, boom, hold my beer, hold my beer.
So I put you
got
guys on stage, and fucking split, went straight back to the front. I was like, all right, here we go. And so it's the letters, right? So I'm like pressing the letters, and then I press like shift or caps lock or something like that.
And it fucked it up.
And all the lights went off, dude. And I looked at Ed, I was like, yo, and he looked at me, he's like, oh shit. Clicked it back on. He's like, yeah, just click this, just in case that happens again.
I remember that exact moment. Actually, I was like, "Oh, is this for dramatic effect? Like, do they know this is like the low part? Like, this is the part of the song that goes down? Like, all right, cool."
I was trying to match the changing of the colors.
No,
though,
that was great. You did a great job,
to
dude.
whatever
It looked
beats
good.
we're hitting.
Chase
So-
appreciates it.
It looked good.
So if
Better
you need
than
a
the blue,
if you need a light man, just let me.
And what's cool is that you know the song, so that's already a plus. You know what I mean? It's already a plus. But yeah, it was. I mean, dude, that show, like, Chase did a great job. He always does. Like, we never like all the music videos we've put out.
He's
From
just
him.
trying to get back in my good graces. That's it.
Like
Damage is
easy
done,
for
Frank.
you. Chase did easy for you, by the way.
Mosa's right, like you know what?
Yeah.
So the song that almost
Frank's
has
tab.
100,000 views, Chase did, by the way. And,
Oh, it does?
Which one?
Almost has
I think it's like 70.
Which
80.
video?
Dang. Easy for
Easy
you.
for you?
music video.
Oh,
I think. Let me see. I
We
think
did that.
I
Like,
think it's at.
was that right after we got back from tour?
That was the video was during tour. Then we put out. I'm sorry. The of course the footage.
No,
was
or
during
it was
tour.
before we left when we shot the Easy for You music video.
No, it was when we came back because we didn't release
Can-
the song till when we
hey,
came
Matt,
back.
can-
Yeah, but
can you
like
figure it out?
the boat party.
why that's like that?
Was that before?
That was we didn't release it because the boat party was in the
Yeah, but was the boat party before we went on tour? Yeah, it was.
yeah
Yeah.
84,000
Mixer online
84K.
on the thing, and just click show 3 or 4 and see if it changes.
Yeah, 84K, bro.
Yeah, shit changed here.
Yeah.
Just turn us down now. You can lower us down because it's crazy right now. All of a sudden.
All I hear is just,
There we go.
dude, that contractor is awesome over there.
Yeah, dude, he's really working. Yeah.
He's really working.
Yeah.
Whoever's paying him is getting their money's worth.
Let me readjust this real quick. And you produce all their videos.
Not all of them, just some of them. So like they did a really good one for Running Away with
Mighty Island.
That's right.
Those guys are awesome.
Oh,
You know, it's fun to see the different styles.
Yeah, you could tell, and it's cool because we've tried to match it to the songs.
mhm.
Right.
So like Current or Easy, like those are right up his alley, and then Running Away was like perfect for Mighty
Mhm.
Island.
And so it worked. Yeah, it's cool to see different styles and how, you know, I mean, Mighty Island, they have awesome cameras. You know, like they got better stuff than I got.
Dude.
So,
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, how much does this cost? Oh, like 20K. Like, whoa.
yeah, exactly.
That's more than all our
they're
musical
filming
equipment
shit
combined.
like the Iditarod and stuff like that.
They're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
For Matson, right? I know they're
Yeah.
doing some contract.
Uh-huh.
Dude.
Their Gatorade commercial was cool.
Yeah.
They're
Honestly,
good,
have you
yeah.
seen it? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Oh,
Gatorade
yeah. I was
commercial?
like, dang, somebody on Guam did this? Like,
Dude. And it's like legit.
they're next level.
Oh.
For sure. Repping well.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. As are you, my friend.
Oh,
yeah,
There you go.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just fucking stroke it right now, dude.
This guy just
I'm just
trying
gonna
to get back.
stroke it, bro.
I'm walking home, Frank.
Like, take the car.
I will meet you there.
You live far now. You don't live close
Yeah,
anymore, yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not walking.
Yeah, man. It was that last weekend was nuts, bro. Like we still like, dude. People came to Lifehouse the next day. Just last night at Mosa's. Shout out to Mosa's, by the way, sponsor of the show. Right?
Yeah.
We did Tunes for Toys last night, and a lot of people were.
Yeah,
just
that
like,
was fun.
You guys were
Cool,
fun.
man. You know.
It was cool, dude. Like, yeah, the reception is one of those things where.
And it's consistent reception.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, if people don't like shit, they don't tell us, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But if people don't like it, they don't like it, man. Like we've kind of been one of those bands that has lived by that. Like we haven't given a fuck since we first came out. You know what I mean? Like we came out 4 years ago, I believe, and
Yeah, me and Kai were just dating, and I used to be like, "So you want to go to Lifehouse and see this new band, John Dank show?" Yeah, we used to go watch you.
yeah, I remember.
watch you
I
guys
remember.
on
I
our-
used
on
to
our date.
show. I used to remember. I brought you into the car once to make you listen to the first like round of mixes of the tracks and shit. Yeah, I remember that. You're like TJDS OG, bro. You and Joe Cruz,
Joe
you two,
Cruz,
Joe Cruz. You guys are like the number.
Joe Cruz there sitting there at the bar, like.
Dude, like, and we just had a conversation about this, me and Joe last week. He's like, bro, I was there. I was fucking there. It's like, I remember, man. I remember. Don't worry, we won't forget. But yeah, like
They even played
that
the,
4 years ago.
Yeah, Kai threw a Master Random launch
Yes,
party,
and we played that night.
and they played.
Yeah, that was when you first started this show.
Yeah, first started the show.
Crazy.
No. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Comes full circle.
yeah. I was playing in a band prior, like that prior
BB Gun
year.
Brigade.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
and Frankie showed up. He's like, "Yeah, dude, we're starting this band. We should be up soon." And fuck,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was gonna turn into like this, dude. I mean, it was.
Neither did we, I think.
I had no prior like knowledge of your musical experience.
Right. I played in Rock Bottom for a while, but kind of took a break from that and then just wrote. Then we like literally just wrote for 2 years. It was like the best like 2 years of music for me. I think we got a lot out of it, but at the same time it kind of energized the band and like kind of gave us a goal. Like that's the biggest thing. Like we knew what we wanted to do, but I think the way of going about it kind of was formed in that 2 years of just straight writing and rehearsal. Like, bro, we literally wrote a couple nights a week and rehearsed a couple nights a week or whatever for fucking 2 years before we even played our first gig. Yeah, like, and that's what it took for us to get like a good catalog of our own songs, kind of just in our pockets. Like the first 5 on the EP were just the like our favorites, you know, what fit together. And then we still had like Inner Space off the new album. We had Voices. We had Easy For You. We wrote right before we produced the second album. But there's some songs on the second album where we're like, we've had that for like fucking 2.5 years and we just never recorded it. You know?
Yeah.
It just wasn't our favorite. It didn't fit the other album. So yeah, I mean, it's weird because we anticipated growing as a band and creating and doing things like this, and we knew we had the potential, but to see it kind of come full circle is kind of cool. We still want to do more. Like we have a lot of goals for 2019. Like Chase and I we were just talking. We just had lunch right before this and talking about it. And there's a lot of things we want to accomplish and ways of going about it that we need to like angles we need to take.
Like a collaborative sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like the band. It's like a
Once
team,
you get
right?
over the video thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
it
see.
takes him a
It's gonna
while.
be a while.
He holds things.
Dude.
He holds things so hard.
Fucking 7 years from now, Frank, you're gonna be like, man, I wish we just posted it. You know, should have just posted the video.
Me and
you
Chase are
know?
no longer friends 7 years from now.
Get
fucking
unfollow
video
him on
scandal.
Facebook.
You think it'll be awkward if I post it?
I'm gonna post it as we're talking about this right now. Then we're like, I saw the video. It's up. Like, what are they talking about?
Post backdate it, you know what I mean? Like we did post it, you know. But I think so. The band's like a team. Like there's 6 of us, made 4 of the band members, and then I do most of the media stuff, and Chauncey does sound managing.
We have some other
know.
members people that help us out. Like Ray Bloss is kind of on our team too. Like he throws in cool ideas. Like if you know Ray, like he's fucking funny and he like throws out cool ideas. So he's on the team. And then we also have Zach Kanata that plays keys for us.
Oh man, our team is expanding.
It's expanding. And then we have our 2 well, like the core 6 though, like we make all the decisions. Like we kind of see like the vision is kind of based on what we feel is right, you know.
The business stuff.
And then like we have those guys that throw in those ideas, and like Ray's just kind of our liaison in Hawaii, helps us out, does what he can, you know, whenever he can.
Awesome photographer.
Yeah. He actually did the cover work for Running Away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Ray's shot in Running Away's album art, or on the media, what do you call it? Digital platforms. That's Ray. So he did that. Chase did the graphic for it, and then that was like That was over a year ago, dude. We haven't released music in fucking a year and a half.
Because you guys wrote that when we were
on tour.
On tour.
Yeah, we wrote it like I wrote the first verse and the hook on the way to San Fran from San Diego or LA, I forget. And I didn't touch the lyrics, and then we got to Vegas, and then John T, like we were sitting, dude, we finally got a house, bro. Like that was a real thing too.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit, right? Yeah. But Chase was like, Chase was on tour with us. You know what's crazy? Did
you guys had you guys just met, or is it
we just
a year?
Yeah, we had just met before we did. When they were going to Palau, I only met Frank in a coffee shop.
Yeah,
we
dude,
just
randomly
in passing.
Dude.
And then
who
we
were
just
you,
friends
what
on
were you
Facebook.
doing? Like you were talking to someone,
meeting,
right?
Yeah, like a meeting.
And then like our mutual friend
sounded important, you know.
Just finished shooting fish porn.
Yeah,
dude, our friend introduced us, like a mutual friend. Yeah. I was like, and then he gave me his GoPro card, and I was like, oh shit, this guy shoots for. He's like, because I guess you worked for them.
With GoPro for a while, yeah.
Like you sold it, right? Or you're like their marketing guy.
Yeah, I was like helping with marketing, and then helped selling it. Like it just started like with the distributorship here, and then I had so much GoPro media and experience with GoPro, and so I was working with them, and then we saw at a coffee shop, just quick introduction.
He added me on Facebook like a stalker.
I did. I was like, who's this guy?
It's like, whoa, he added me like 2 hours later.
He's in a band.
And he's white.
Yeah.
My kind of guy.
Yeah, cousins, dude. Automatic cousins. Dude, when...
He's the inbred. You're an inbred, bro. Yeah. My mom's Chamorro, dude. You fish more than me. I get it.
When white people see each other, we're just like, hey, man.
It's like when you see somebody in a Jeep, you know, you're driving a Jeep.
Yeah.
Sorry, same with white people. Unless you're at Mosa's, there's too many.
Yeah.
That's why Chase
gotta
goes
stick
there.
together here a little bit, you know.
But I know, like, we met at the coffee shop. So randomly, we wanted to go to Palau. We just released the EP. We were going to go to Palau, and they're bringing us out for a big show. And we wanted someone to film us and like, do a music video of it. So I went on Facebook, and I was getting desperate. Like, dude, like, literally a week before we left, right? Like, a week and a half.
It was a couple days.
Days?
It wasn't even, dude. It was like 5 days.
Oh, shit,
it was
really?
5 days.
Dude, 5 days before we were going to leave to Palau, I was like, I put on Facebook, I was like, looking for some videographers videographer to shoot us in Palau for a possible music video and our trip there or whatever, right? For a show. And like, and there were people like commenting. There was a bunch of videographers.
There's
that I've
45
known.
comments. I remember,
dude.
45.
And
I remember
all
the number, dude.
And you know why it was fate is because I went through it, blah blah blah, and then I see Chase's name, and it just says me. Bro, just me. Like, he didn't put like, hey, check me out. Here's my stuff. Like, there's all of these people right there. Like, hey, check out our stuff here. You can see what we do. And then I get to Chase's, and it just says Chase Weir, and under is like me. I was like, I think he's right for it. Like, bro, we went on to the band, like we were in our WhatsApp group or whatever, and I was like, go check out this stuff, and then tell me if you guys like it. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. It's all underwater, blah blah. And I was like, and they're like, it'll be perfect for Palau. I was like, okay, cool. So I contacted him. Can you leave this week? He's like, fuck yeah. We left. The first weekend we hung out, I open up Chase's hotel room, and he's like,
they saw me.
No pants.
No pants.
No pants. First weekend. Full frontal nudity. And we were like, this is fate. Like, we're going to be best friends now.
This is it. Chauncey was like, what the hell? Because the only person I knew in the band was Danton, because we had English together.
Yeah, UOG.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, you know, like I knew Danton, but we weren't like homies, you know? So I was like, well, I'm just going to jump into it, so...
Dude,
best way to do it, you just see your bro naked, then you guys are bros. Dude, bros. Naked, you're bros. So
plus, he sent us his passport. He has like the fucking best passport picture with his fucking mushroom cut haircut, dude. Like parentheses in the front. Like,
when you were like,
bro, my mom
16
cut my
or
hair.
something,
dude. I think it was 8th grade. My mom put 8th or 9th, and she put a bowl on my head
and literally cut it,
just, you know, and then bleached it yellow, right? So it was just some jacked up Eminem looking with long hair, just string beans.
And he sent it to us, and like,
it was the worst.
He sent it to me, and I sent it in a group, our group, and everybody's just bawling, bro. Like, fucking couldn't stop laughing. Like, this is the guy that we're taking to Palau.
Bro, that photo is epic.
I think I have it, dude.
Frankie, who did you choose for this shit?
Yeah, like Chauncey's like, we couldn't pick anybody better, Frank.
Yes. And I had never like really hung out with Chauncey, but then like we just started. I don't know. It just meshed in, you know. It's like
it just fit. It's like, yeah. It just miraculously miraculously.
Well, he
like,
saw your dick, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's fair, dude. Like,
fair game.
I'm in, guys. You in, you know. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm not very deep, but I'm in, guys.
I won't hit the end of the hallway, but I'll scrape all the paintings off the wall.
Slowly. They're actually pretty quick. That's what it is. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, so that's kind of yeah. So now, like looking towards the future, it's more of make or break, right? It's getting to that point where, waiting for that big break to happen and trying to make it happen, and those opportunities are few far in between. You know, it's like. Sure. Last big concert was Expendables. I mean, there's other concerts too, but like in their genre and what John Dank does,
right?
And then making that contact, and then being so far away from like the mainland, and being able to really get yourself out there consistently and be affordable, right? It's just
the overhead is just fucking. So it's like it literally hangs over your head, bro.
We spent like $18,000 when we went on tour just on plane tickets, you know. And
food, like, and it's like you get sponsors, and we can keep doing that and stuff. But it's like how far do you got to keep pushing? And like even the boys from 4-Piece, like they've talked about it with us. Like they've explained it. Like it's one of those sacrifices you make. Are you gonna just sacrifice the money, and lose money or whatever it takes to say like we're doing this? You know, like we're doing this. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? And for us, it's hard, bro. Like. People have things, they have lives, and we Chase and I always talk about that. It's like he took a leap of faith when he went with us on tour, because he came back with basically no job and nothing.
Yeah, I quit my job. I was like, all right, let's do it, you know,
dude. Like, and it was for me. I kind of look at it like he's the example of, okay, you do that, and then he came back, and now look at his business and what he's accomplished since. So it's kind of like, are you willing to take the leap of faith to fucking make something work?
And that was about 2-3 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, man. And then, we went on tour. So I quit my job, and then we went on tour, and I had like $3,000 in my bank account. I was like, yeah, I'm balling, you know? Didn't last shit through the tour. You know, came back like, $100 left. Like, damn. Like, oh, man.
Same, dude. Like, my credit card was maxed, and I was like, but I fucking had fun, and like, we accomplished a lot. Like, we did. But that was just the first step. We haven't taken the second step yet. Like for us, the music right now is the most important part. We're trying to get the EP done, and then once that's done, we can start like looking at, okay, are we traveling? What are we doing? We're thinking Japan. Like there's a lot of stuff.
Dude, definitely. I've always said it. Yeah. Asia. Why hasn't maybe Matala has done Asia, Philippines. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of bands
that are about to go
next year. Yeah, Fat Tofu and
Surrender the Thief, and Local Deluxe. They're all going.
Yeah, man, and I think it's gonna be a lucrative market to bring your music.
They come here. You know what I mean? Like think about that. Like they come to Guam.
Yeah.
Like if they really wanted to, and they wanted to see you, and you like imagine you establish
literally
a good
just fly here to come see you.
And that's if you establish the right fan base. I mean, we're looking at that, and we also made like.
I mean, it's unorthodox the way it'll be sort of unorthodox.
It'll be different.
Yeah, because people usually the band goes to where the people are.
It's not as understood.
I mean, the opportunity for someone from Asia to pop a cheap flight to Guam to come watch your band, like, oh shit.
And we're also looking at the Philippines too. Like we're looking at that market, Australia. Like we want to go that area.
Yeah, I really think Japan, like looking up there would be a good one. I mean, there's just so many people.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah. And everybo's looking for something to do, you know, but making those contacts and where to go is like, that's the hard part, you know, and then
yeah, for sure.
Just cold calls, and then you
cold emails.
Yeah, I think
no response, you know.
The big rock show that I know of out there is the Fuji Rock, right?
And then there's Fuji Rock and Summer Sonic. Okay. Those are the two. But even Fuji Rock, like I heard there's like small bands that play on like small stages and shit. Like we're looking at those types of things.
Find that
you gotta know the right person.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. And Japan's all about labels. Like they don't really talk to artists. Like doing my research, like I found out like they don't really like to fuck with small bands in terms of like shows. What you do is like you pay to play there. Like that's really what it is. You pay to play there. Like you're gonna pay. So we were doing like we talked to a couple guys that are planning it, right? And Charles from Surrender the Thief was explaining it, like there's like a per diem basically. Like you would pay a touring company that'll put on all your shows, like give you legit venues, you know, like fucking music venues, like House of Blues in Japan, like those types of things. You know what I mean? Like, and they'll do that, but you pay per person. And they'll give you a driver, they'll give you a fucking van, they'll take you everywhere, put you in a house, but you pay per person. And then you only make money on your merch, basically.
Damn.
Yeah. Like that is the fucking like
That's
the
how
way
they
it works.
corporatize the touring.
Yeah, and then like they love labels and big artists, so like that's why Incubus makes so much money. They just work with their label, and then they throw like a fucking huge show, or like Linkin Park and shit like that. Like that was the shit. Like that was what it was.
Right.
And I mean that market is bro. They're loyal. That's the thing. They're loyal to their artists, but it's just hard to tap in. Like you gotta get into it, and like really fucking.
Shit, just start sponsoring posts to Japan.
Yeah, I mean that's right. Where it begins. Yep. The internet works for you nowadays.
Use your latest video.
Yeah, exactly. It's not good enough.
Dude, I am gonna post that everywhere, bro. I'm gonna throw it on WhatsApp, dude. That's like, you know how many views we're gonna get on WhatsApp, Chase? You can't even count it. Literally.
There's a billion messages a day.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm gonna press promote right now. Where are we looking at, Chase?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are we promoting this 1 minute video?
Guam,
yeah.
No, the whole video, Frank.
Hey man. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. There's a lot of good comments.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of fire comments. It's like you did a great job. There's fire everywhere. Yeah.
It's tough. I think trying to promote yourself on the digital level, or like in the digital landscape. I mean, as much as we likes to depend on it, I mean, not matter. They sort of do matter in some sense.
Yeah.
But also they don't matter. They shouldn't matter. But then again, they do matter in some sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's...
It's like, fuck, not enough likes. Should I take it off?
Yeah, like, let's just put only ones that get over 100 likes, bro. Like, come on, let's be real. If it doesn't get over 100, you're like, fuck. Come on. Who am I? Dude, it's all Chase's.
My sense of self.
The only ones that get 100 likes are Chase's. Chase's photos, Chase's videos.
You should make a deal. If this
All over
video
100.
gets a certain amount of likes, and
Has to go on YouTube.
Then
you post the whole one.
Yeah.
No, you know what we'll do is we'll post it on IGTV.
It's not bad.
Yeah, see? Compromise.
It's at that ratio, though. This one. Lose everything.
Wait,
Yeah.
how many people actually watch IG?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's
not
thinking.
Not
Yeah,
as
I'm
many.
like,
I get it. Not as many. It's funny because I was just telling Chase, I fucked around yesterday, and I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and I was like, I put on Twitter. I don't know if you caught it. I put it on Twitter. I said if we get 500 likes and 500 retweets, we'll release a song, or we just might release a song. And, I didn't think anything of it. I was just
What did it
fucking
get
around.
to?
Dude, in a day, it's at like fucking 300,
Oh,
and I'm tripping out a little
Yeah,
bit because I'm like, we might have to.
Yeah.
We might have to really do this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
At $4.99, just put psych.
I completely delete the post, right? It's just like fuck with people, like, oh, it's gone. I don't know what you guys are talking about. No, but we might do something with it. Actually, we might do a 1-day release, download only, and then take it off. So, we'll post about that if we do. If it actually, we're kind of set on that. If it reaches 500 for retweets and likes, we're gonna release it for 1 day, and then pull it off. So you either download it that day or it's gone. Yeah, so that's what we're thinking. I'm just throwing that out there now. I don't know. We'll hit you up if we end. It might be on Christmas.
Keep an eye on that Twitter.
Yeah, it might be on Christmas or New Year's Day. So, just saying, like, I didn't think it would fuck, dude. And I'm still like, it's getting like fucking every minute. I'm getting a fucking notification, and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually gonna happen. I was like, I even posted today, holy shit, y'all were serious when we fucking. We just might do this. We're at right now. We are at 244 retweets and 320 likes in a day, less than a day, and I'm getting kind of scared. We might actually. Well, we have some unreleased stuff. Like
Might have to follow through.
3 songs. We have 3 that are done.
Or you can just release Chase's video.
Well, you know what's fucked up is that's an unreleased.
It's a new song and a video, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm helping you out here, Chase.
Trying to get it going.
Throwing
All
you a
right.
goddamn bone, Chase.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Oh God.
He's trying to help. Still mad about it.
He's not mad. He's not mad.
I'm walking home, Frank.
It was good practice.
I'm not giving it
the
the
next
It was good practice.
It was good rehearsal for the next one. Dude, because it's really sick. Like, it's fucking really good. It's just we can't, like, it's...
But
We should-
but
keep
the live
talking about it.
performance isn't meant to be extremely perfect, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some
Like
glaring,
recording.
obvious,
Like,
imperfections.
I didn't hear. I don't know the mistakes, right? I
Mhm.
don't hear anything. You know, to me, it's like, oh, it sounds awesome. You know what I mean? But for them, since they haven't released it yet, so
Yeah,
it's just
that's
kind of
even-
like,
it's
all right.
more nip.
Once it gets released, then maybe we'll push that one out. So I'm gonna switch it to one of the songs that they played better. No.
and that we
And-
released before.
Yeah, because
maybe?
other than that, I shot B-roll and then I only shot 2 songs, 1 take, full way through. So, and then I did an acoustic one. With
That
what song?
that was that night. Playing
Playing my part. Yeah, because you're like, yeah, it's the last song. It was the first one they played, and I was like
It was
getting
an
ready to film.
accident.
I was like, oh, I don't need to film it until the end. And then I was like, I know this intro, and I was like. And Frank's like, first song. And I was like, oh shit, trying to get my camera together. And it was like, nope.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was because we had like a set, and then like we got it on stage, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do the intro, guys. And then Paulo was like, no, I don't think we should. And I was like, fuck. Oh.
Audible.
All right, so what are we gonna do then? And then he's like playing my part. I'm like, okay. Started playing the intro, and I thought, oh shit, I didn't tell Chase. Chase, first song, first song. He's like, fuck.
Try to get my shit together.
You should have had your shit together 10 minutes ago, Chase.
And,
It was fun. No, that acoustic show was cool, dude.
should be ready.
yeah. Ready for everything.
Was it
I had
that
too many
movie
drinks, you know. I was like getting a little tipsy in the back. Just put it on the band card, guys. It's cool.
We did that night, actually.
I
That's
did.
what it was.
Yeah.
Chauncey did. Me and Chauncey. We're the-
Put it on the band card, guys.
Yeah. I like it when band card is at the bar.
Yeah.
It's a win for me.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Me too. Chase only drinks wine, though.
I said I'm bougie like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
expensive
pinky
shit.
up,
Yeah,
pinky
yeah.
up.
Where they like pour the glass, but it's only like that much, you know, just like quarter inch, like swirl it around.
Pretend I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, and so you're smelling the grapes.
The grapes.
Oh, this is Moscato.
Yeah.
I smell the
Is
sparkle.
this a 98?
98 Moscato.
Is it 2017?
Yeah.
Moscato. Last week,
Oh,
Moscato.
yeah, exactly.
Fresh.
November
Do
2018.
you know the vineyard? Do you know the vineyard? No.
Chase is drinking out of a fucking solo cup. Like this is how you drink wine, motherfucker.
Box. They just have the box with the little thing on the end. Just bloop, put it in my hydro flask.
No, you put it in your Camelback.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. No, this is the box wine. You throw it in your Camelback.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Yes.
Fuck,
sound
my
like
hangover
fun,
just
dude.
came back from last night. I got messed up at Mosa's
Dude,
yesterday.
I got pretty trash too, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
my sister's messed up. She's sleeping in the tub.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still asleep in the tub.
Oh,
Is she?
yeah.
Yeah, my mom just texted me now.
Yes.
Bro, I was like, whoa. Like, she just flew in last night.
That's why.
to come back and visit.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she got in at like 7 o'clock on the flight, went straight down to Mosa's. She was like, yeah, I want some IPAs. I was like, all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Jungle Juice, man. The Three Chiefs one. Have you had
yeah.
that
Oh,
thing?
Three
Is a
Chiefs.
double IPA.
Shout out to Three Chiefs.
Yeah, dude, that thing
That one is
real.
good, bro.
And
My favorite is Chasing Sunsets. Is it?
Yeah.
that one's good.
Yeah.
That one's good.
I like
It's a little
the,
lighter.
The Jungle Juice is my favorite. I was like, dang.
Locals first is pretty
Locals
good,
first
too.
is good. That's that the white
Oh, man.
label. What's the white label with the small? Fuck, I
That's
forgot.
Jungle Juice,
That's Jungle Juice.
right?
Chasing
Locals first is
Suns-
green.
Chasing Sunsets
Yeah.
is
the
like
blue.
Palau's flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's just Anyways,
Chasing
so
Sunsets.
got her
is my
messed
favorite.
up.
Yeah, I
So
never
she's
noticed
sleeping in
the
tub.
the little canoe, the paddler.
Yeah,
out in
on the bottom.
on the bottom.
Cool.
Yeah, I had Charles here with Charles Rapatis,
The head brewmaster.
the brewmaster.
Oh, really?
yeah, and dude,
Did they bring?
Dude,
Did he bring beer?
Dude, this whole table was like
Oh,
pretty
man.
full with beer, and we just had a beer share for 3 hours.
Oh, shit.
And we just
That's
talked,
cool,
like
bro.
sipping on beers. I'm like, yeah, this here, Matt, try
Their
some of
sour
this."
was
The
good. I
hoppy-
tried their sour one.
Uh-huh.
The sour, they did it on tap. Like it was called the sour. I don't know if it was
I
called the
heard
sour.
they added
Was it red?
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a
it was,
red color.
It was like it was almost like fruit punch.
Yeah, it was
Oh, right.
citrusy.
Oh, okay.
Man,
It was
I-
citrusy. I don't know, but that one was fucking delicious. I had it at Kitchen
That's a
Lingo,
good
and I was
one.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. He brought some unreleased ones, and then he brought stuff that, that I guess he collects over time. And
But it sells, man. Yeah, that stuff sells. I mean, it's expensive, but it sells. Like
yeah,
that's,
it's $20 a 4-pack.
dude, that thing's great, dude.
Speaking
At,
of-
at the
All
restaurant,
craft beers.
at the restaurant, it's like $12 or $14 for one.
Whoa.
Dude,
Holy
I know. I
shit.
stopped by Mosa's one day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll just have a couple beers." And I was like, whatever, couple bucks. No, I was like, dang, $60.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
But
good.
it's
Like, I still
good
drink
beer.
it. It's like,
Yeah,
dang, it's
good
worth
beer,
it,
dude.
man.
It's
You
good
know?
beer. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, that
Fucking
the
good beer.
craft beer, it's really come up. a lot.
Yes, mate. Shout outs to Ray again. Ray Bloss. He's like the fucking biggest beer snob now. I always tease him. I'm like, bro, you're such a craft beer snob, dude. He's like, yo, this is a, and he's like taking a fucking picture of his hand, holding it. We're all like, get out of here, bro. Like,
You have to drink it in a bulb glass.
I mean, we went to a barbecue at his house.
I respect it. I respect
The
it.
barbecue at the Brown
It's just,
Blizzard.
man, it's pretty intense. You
No,
know?
it's legit stuff. I get it.
Yeah, I went
I
to a
love
get
good
together
beer.
in San Diego, and it was like all fucking just different kinds. Everyone comes with like a 4-pack of something, and you're just sharing different shit. I tried like a blueberry sour.
Dude,
Oh, God.
Eric from Revolution, he brought one out called it's Hell Over High Watermelon. It's a watermelon beer, and it's not fruity. It like is the best beer.
You've ever
It's
tasted?
super good, dude.
Him and Eric are homies.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. You hung out with them in San Fran too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Me and my fiance, we went down to Mexico. Well, she's just my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Got engaged. Then she
Got
became
engaged
my
underwater with
fiance.
great whites, bro.
Yeah, and then yeah, we
Oh shit!
yeah
Great whites part was cool. Engaged, I don't really know.
yeah. It's
Were you in a cage?
yeah.
Okay, okay,
The video's on. It's on YouTube. It's pretty cool, man. I'll send it over.
okay.
Yeah, dude. It's
I may have seen it.
so we had one.
It was a while ago.
We
yeah.
did one like just straight raw video that that went viral, or not like super viral, but I think it will eventually because it's just I don't know, it keeps getting views and likes and is just pretty unique.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I got down on my knee.
It's just pretty unique, you know me getting on down on
I
one
don't
knee.
know. I was
Fucking
like,
with
fuck.
great whites around,
Dude.
like forgetting
You
what
weren't
hand the ring goes on.
Weren't afraid of dropping that ring into the depths.
Dude, I was nervous. So it's funny because she so I gave like, so we're in the cage, right? And
I love this story.
I gave the deckhand the ring and said, hey man, when I put my hand out, just give me the ring and I'll climb back in the cage. So I grab it and put it back in, and she sees me and she goes, what are you doing? Like underwater, right? You can't really talk. So I like stuffed it underneath and I made some bullshit signal and she bit it off. All right, cool, whatever. Like I think she didn't understand. Yeah, I was like, yes.
like floating. Fucking-
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
she she just, all right, I'm gonna go back and watch sharks. And then like my other two friends were in the cage filming it, and so it was just super, like I was super nervous. I didn't know which hand or like
You didn't know what hand to put it
yeah.
on.
So the video starts, you see me like, dude, I don't really know what to do. Like, well, what do I do?
He goes like that. I think the video is like,
yeah, at the very beginning, yeah, it's pretty fun, dude. It was cool.
Oh, you're asking someone else like which one?
Oh yeah, I was asking them. So she just like staring out the cage looking for sharks, And then I got down. I just did it. I didn't even know what was going on. I was so nervous. I was acting like a weirdo. She's my best friend, but I was like, just like trying to beef up, just do it, and just stay focused. And I forgot which hand. And then I still forgot which hand after they told me which
All
hand.
while underwater.
Dude.
yeah.
And then like a big old shark just cruises by the cage. It's pretty cool.
Huh. Did you
Yeah.
put it on your LiquidSoul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
on
probably
YouTube.
where I
Liquid-
saw a clip of it.
Yeah, I put like the raw video on my Instagram and it's on my Facebook and then on
Okay.
YouTube too.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was fucking gnarly, dude.
That's fucking
Dude,
intense.
that's crazy.
it was a cool.
But
yeah.
she was telling us, like his fiance was telling us, like she was freaking out, but she's also on air. She's there diving, and she's like, I was hyperventilating and crying.
Yeah, she was
in
crying.
her mask. So I was fucking up her mask.
trying to breathe, and she just mess underwater. It's fun. We had a
You're
good
like,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
no.
I don't know. Yeah. It was pretty. Yeah, it was funny because I didn't like have a sign or anything, and somebody's like, "Are you gonna have a sign?" It's like, I think it's pretty, self-explanatory. Just gonna, like, hey, there's a ring in there. She'll figure it out. I hope.
Good God, please. I hope she knows
Yeah,
what I'm
so
doing.
That was a cool.
Doing Chase.
So you went from Mexico down to San
So we
Francisco.
flew into San Diego, and then from San Diego we jumped on a bus, went down to Mexico to I forget what it's called. I want to say El Segundo, but that's not it. That's near LA.
That's in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
way to go.
It's like starts with an E.
It's something Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Spanish word. Yeah.
Like Wells vagina or
Yeah.
So what is it?
And
Not Tijuana.
Ensenada.
Ensenada.
Boom, Ensenada. So we went down to Ensenada, took a boat, and went overnight to Guadalupe Island. So we left Ensenada around 2 in the afternoon and got to Guadalupe the next day about noon. And then cages in the water, and then they just start throwing chum and bait and blood, and then you just go get in the cages. It's cool, man. And then they have one that hangs like super deep. So kind of like that 40 meters down, whatever that one is.
Movie.
So just like, so there's one that like you hang. So we did that one too. That was pretty cool, man.
That fucking movie was creepy, bro.
I've never
you
seen
guys
it.
ever watched it?
I've never seen it.
I never watched it. I wasn't gonna watch
They're
it.
they're in a shark cage, and the wire snaps,
Oh,
and
shit.
they're 40 meters down basically in a shark cage, and the cage like lands on one of the girls' foot, and it's just bad news
Dude.
from the beginning.
Sounds
That's
like
scary,
really
yeah.
terrible.
Dude,
Like
those-
a nightmare.
I wouldn't want to be the one. I would not want to be swimming up
Yeah,
to that boat, dude. Like
Dude.
those things are big, and like you hear the crunch. So like one came up and took a tuna head, and it just crunch. You know, you're like, dude, I have no chance. I have no chance against that thing. Just take me now. You know, hands up. They're big. They're huge.
They're like
I can't
15
even-
foot, 20 footers,
Like 15.
15.
Dude, they're big,
That's
man.
gnarly, dude. And in underwater, that looks even.
You're
bigger.
talking like as long as your wall, and I mean just monsters. You know, the head. My mom took a photo of me, and I'm like in the cage, and just pointing my camera out at it, and it's just this shark just looking right at me, just a toad. You look at me like I'm a snack. And they'll like ram the cage and stuff like that. It gets kind of crazy. Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't know.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I want to go do it again, for sure.
Are you out in the water often when you're here?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we have a charter business that we do.
Okay.
So Rockstar Charters, it's me and my business partner. So
You can do the plug it, bro.
Rockstar Charters. Call us. Go fishing. Do, 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 do.
We already have the background
Right,
music
there
from
you
the
go.
contractor next
Yeah,
door.
yeah. Boom, 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 boom. You know, saws and tile chipper going away over there. But yeah, no, we do that, and then we go fishing. So we've been able to take out, like, we try and take out people when they come here just for fun and enjoy the local lifestyle, and then just take people fishing. So we'll go out, catch wahoo, mahi, eat it. We took out the expendables. That was pretty fun. We caught a wahoo and a mahi, and they ate the whole thing on the boat. Like,
yeah.
it never left the boat. It just sashed it up. Oh, can we get some more? And just everything was gone. I was like,
Fucking toss it back
that's
in the
it, dude.
ocean.
That was
bones.
awesome, dude.
You guys want to see some sharks?
Yeah,
Toss the fucking the head in and like.
dude, it's cool. Yeah, so we just been doing that. It's a nice way to like push the brand and push the lifestyle. I guess that's more than anything.
For sure. I mean, it's all become one essentially.
Yeah. So like when I first started it was just videos, and then now it's turned into okay. I got some shirts, and it's just kind of evolved on its own into a bunch of different things, and so it's just more a water lifestyle. So kiteboarding, anybody that loves the ocean, basically. So
Yeah.
it's not just fishing, not just videos, not just photography. It's just kind of anybody that wants to enjoy the lifestyle. So it's fun, man. I mean, we get to go out, and we drove the boat down this last year from Japan. So that was pretty epic.
Fuck.
That was a crazy trip. So we went up to Tokyo.
How long was that?
About 2 weeks, including like staying and stopping in other islands and stuff. About
Yeah.
2 weeks. So
What was your route?
so we bought the boat, or got the boat in L.A. Had it driven down to Ensenada, and then from there they shipped it up to Japan. We flew up to Japan, picked it up, and then we had one captain from the States, and then me and another guy Barnaby and another guy Josh, and we went up, got the boat ready to leave, and then one of our alternators wasn't working. Like, we did all of our checks, so we ended up leaving. Plus weather was bad, so we ended up leaving and flying back. So he flew back to LA, one of the other captains, and then the three of us came back here, got parts, and then went back to Japan, waited for a window, and then finally you got just this window. So storm goes by, and then it's calm for like 2 days, and then storm goes by, calm for 2 days. So we just had the shot, and we took it. So we were leaving out of Tokyo Bay. We're like just trying to make it to the next refuge island, basically. And right as we get out into super rough weather, just the main captain, he runs downstairs and he's like, shut them off. And we're like, what's going on? He's like, dude, there's water in the fuel. Like, our fuel filters are full of water. So, like, it would just ruin our engines. And he caught it you're talking 5 more minutes and we would have been dead in the water, engine shot. Like, just, it would have been a nightmare. So we ended up, we're switching and draining fuel filters the whole way down. So our first stop was Hachijo, and that's 180 miles south of Japan. And it's just like a little fishing village. Like, nobody's there. Nobody really spoke English. Like, a couple dudes did, like, trying to help us out, but trying to get fuel, food, anything. We just couldn't even call a taxi. Like, it's just so nobody's really there. And then the next journey was 72 hours to Chichijima. So that was really cool, actually. That island looks like it's awesome. It's a small chain. There's like of 4 islands basically, and just all these little islands in between. It's pretty neat. And then from there, we just came straight to Guam. That was a long one. That was like 900 miles or something.
Holy damn.
But we got to stop in like
That's just not a road trip across the United States, dude. That's like
it was crazy, and the weather was rough, and it was just new for us. So we just fished around here and looked at dolphins, and then we're like, all right, we're gonna drive the boat down, like we're just gonna do it, and we got to stop in Mog and Poggin and all the Northern Mariana Islands on the way down. It was cool, man. There's some cool ass islands like in our chain for real.
Uninhabited,
dude. Yeah, well, we thought that nobody lived on Poggin until we got there, and I was like, oh shit, there's like people there. Like, you see like a head pop up, and then a head pop up, and then like a dog, and then there was a 4-wheeler. I was like, what? Like, dude, these guys what? Like, I didn't expect anybody to be there, Me and my uncle were arguing about it on the boat, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, there's people there. And it was funny because me and the main captain, he's got to be like 50 something, but he's just this old haole guy, and then me and then our friend Barnaby, who's from Rizzo. Yeah. So we got in our dinghy and we're heading up, and then like these 3 yoked Chamorro dudes are just standing on the sand. I was like, Barn, say something in Chamorro, like happy, tell them hi, not to, it's like, be nice, say something happy. And he started yelling at them, and then they waved back, and I was like, oh thank God. I was like, oh man, we're gonna be over fire and tied up, like
fucking
yeah, exactly,
Lord of the Flies,
dude, exactly. But it was such a cool island, man. I mean, there's like, it's awesome. So there's like old planes, bunkers from the war, and Poggin's beautiful, man.
Did you document it at all?
I did, actually. So I haven't posted it. I don't know why. I just haven't.
He's working on John Dank show stuff that we don't post.
I'm wasting my time with work stuff. That's it.
I can't believe you said that.
That's it, dude. My friends are wasting my time. Just kidding. No, what do you mean? He feels bad about it.
This is the relationship.
Yeah. So it was cool.
Were there moments where there was clear skies or the sky matched the water or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, we went 3 days, basically. You don't see any land, nothing. And, I mean, that's not that long. But, like, so our boat is small compared to, like, a big ship that does that. Mm-hmm. So for us to do it was definitely, like, a growing experience as, like, a captain. Like, now I'm like, all right, we're going to Saipan. Like, that's not a big deal at all. Like, whatever. Give me a couple Mr. Browns and I'll be, it's not a big deal. Where before it was, but after doing Japan, it's just, it was a crazy trip. So we caught like fish. We got to go spearfishing in Mog. We got to go spearfishing in Poggin. And we gave those guys, it was funny because we showed up with fish. We're like, oh, you guys want fish? And they're like, no. Like, no. We gave them like liquor and PB&Js. Like they wanted something just
not fish.
Cigarettes and liquor. I was like, yeah, I guess we could do that, Gave them a couple things. They hadn't seen anybody for like 3 months. Pretty crazy.
They've what?
They didn't see anybody for like 3 months.
Damn.
They were just staying on that island, just chilling.
So they just decided to boat up there and
they got dropped off. So they just maintain the island, like try and keep it nice and stuff like that.
They get paid by the government though, right?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a cool thing. So they got it down, but they're limited. I mean, it's totally off the grid. Shacks, just they have goats and like cows.
I wonder how they did with the recent storm.
So they do. I think they might pull them off like before the storms. So there was a runway, but there's a giant lava flow that cut it in half. Yeah, so we were like climbing on this big lava flow. It was a neat trip. I really hope the military doesn't bomb Poggin for real, dude. because that place is like, of all the other islands, like they can bomb the volcanoes that nobody can really go on and stuff, but Pagan is like a mini, like it's just a small island. Like you can definitely do something there for future stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, totally. You can easily inhabit that place
with the mountain right in the middle.
There's two volcanoes on it actually. So one on each. I believe it's two, but well, I know there's one for sure. You know, and I think on the other side there was, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a neat. It's a cool spot.
Pagan?
You want to go to Pagan?
Let me know when you guys go.
Let's go, dude. First podcast on Pagan.
Right.
We're live from
every live.
We are live.
And I'm hungry.
Yeah.
At least there the goddamn screen will work correctly.
Yeah, exactly. The big baby screen and the big screen.
Just kidding. Kidding, Matt. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you got to go soon?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
We can still go?
Yeah. Couple months, a little bit longer.
Yeah. Did you see
What else do you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm still curious about your trip. I mean, did you see anything unusual out there, like UFOs and shooting stars?
No, it was kind of just like, I don't know. It was just after the first 2 days, you're just like in it. You know, you're just getting rocked back and forth for 2. You know, you just feel it. You feel like your brain's scrambled and you're just sleeping and trying to sleep. You can't sleep. Every little noise, you're like, what was that? Because you're out of range of rescue. So like if shit goes down, like you better have it together, figure it out. So if we had hit anything or drowned between Tokyo and like anything happened to the boat in between Tokyo and Chichijima, we would have froze to death. Hypothermia would have got us first. It's so cold. The boat was frozen. It was snowing in Japan when we left.
Oh fuck.
And then like only halfway through the trip was when we were able to kind of like take off our jacket. Like we were in snowsuits when we were leaving. Like we had like big jackets, face masks. I was like cold as shit, you know. There's ice, the boat's defrosting, the heater's on the inside. And then as we made it farther and farther south, it was just kind of interesting. Like the water temperature, we'd watch it get warmer a little bit. And then right after we left Chichijima and in between Mog, it's about a 3-day trip. It changed pretty quick. And then right when we got in the warm water, we caught a marlin and we were able to take our shirts off and soak up the sun and put on the AC, you know, instead of just kind of be freezing the whole time.
Right. You guys hear about that one kid who, I guess he, where is this at?
The Indonesian raft,
kid?
yeah.
Yeah, and he sits on, like, maybe like 5 miles out. They sit on these little docks that are tied to buoys. And I guess around it, they fish, right? Or they take care of the nets, the fishing nets out there in deep water.
Mm-hmm.
And his shit fucking got loose. And so he drifted like hundreds of miles to
almost here.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. They rescued him.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Is there like a video? All right. Our video's fucked up, so it's okay. we totally look it up right now. But yeah, dude, that shit is I can't even just imagine what he went through by himself.
He was on a raft?
Drifting. He's drifting, dude.
For weeks.
Forget that.
And he was burning his just burning parts of his raft because it was made of wood to like make fire, cook fish and stuff like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And I think there was a couple times where there was an attempt for him to be saved and be rescued, but just went right by him.
Wow.
I mean, shit, when you're in a big cargo ship, right? That's something you're not really gonna like notice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Is it still small? Farks it, bro. Never mind. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, it was working earlier. It's when I don't know.
When Chase
I don't even.
It just didn't want to play my crappy video.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's all it was.
Like liquid stool.
Liquid trash.
Liquid stool.
Garbage.
Liquid garbage.
Chunk.
Let's go back to, you guys really now focusing on 2019 and how a collaborative effort is going to get you sort of launched. And
Yeah.
maybe possibly the big break.
Yeah, we have a lot of options, man. Like we're trying to. I think this is the year to really explore them. And
You ever document your like songwriting or anything?
he does
like that?
some of it.
Yeah, so I have actually a lot of footage from when we were on tour, when we were recording, lights, album. We have a lot of footage we're sitting on. It's hard because it doesn't put food on the table. Does that make sense? So it's like we're doing the best we can to do that and with our time, but it's like that break needs to come. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to do what we can in our free time, but Frank's a teacher, you know, everybody else, we all work, you know,
Right.
and then like this is all passion and on the side. So it's like,
It's really for me. I think there will be the right time.
mhm.
I think it just hasn't come yet
Yeah.
for like releasing certain things, and I think like if
But
we.
do you think if you wait too long, it's
Yeah, you could look at it as like both sides of the coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could think about it that way, but for us, if we're making music, then it's not too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we continue to make music and make things happen and do big shows and do shows or whatever, then it's not too late yet. I don't think our window's closing. I think it's just opening up, dude. Personally,
Yeah.
I think it is. When you become a household name, like in your home base, you know, it's kind of one of those things that it takes a while to develop. I think there's still people that don't know us, and that's cool. You know, like there's still people who haven't heard us or don't know us or don't appreciate our music or whatever it is.
yeah.
But I feel like our window is opening. I feel like more people know us now, and
Mhm.
for good reason. You know what I mean? Not just like, oh, this is a new band. Like, oh no, that's the John Dank Show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that for me, there's no validation in that. For me, it's kind of one of those things that's just opening up our eyes. Like, hey, we have some momentum, or like we've owned home base. You know what I mean? Like we've established ourselves at home, and now it's kind of like one of those things. Like, okay, where do we go from here? Like,
Mhm.
Not to quote our own song, but like, you know, it's kind of like like what do you do? You know what I mean? Because if you don't,
Not to be cliche. Or,
and it's like if you sit on it, like what you're saying, if you sit on it too long, then you can fuck yourself. You know, it's kind of one of those things. But
yeah, I mean, look at Russ, right? A lot of his songs are popping off, and a lot of his shit that's his old shit.
mm-hmm.
You know, and now how does that help propel him into the future?
Yeah, when you're a
You know,
SoundCloud
and-
artist, it's one of those things, bro. Like everybody loved you because you were a SoundCloud artist and you're underground, and like it's when you become like, oh, you're this fucking household name in hip hop. It's like, okay, you're not as underground anymore, bro. What are you gonna produce now? Like, what are you gonna come with? And you got to be more creative. And for us, that was one of those kind of those things. Like we wrote "Running Away," shot the video, put it out right away. Like that was our first working with RJ. Like that was our first time working with RJ, and like we told ourselves, okay, that we had to get that off our chest because that was like the tour song, you know, like we wrote that on tour. And then now it's like people like we have to, if we don't one up ourselves, we feel like we're failing ourselves, like we're not doing enough. So like show wise, we've upped our, like, I don't know how to put it, like production value, I guess.
Yeah, that was a sick show last
Yeah,
Friday.
like-
That showed for sure. You know, I was filming. I was like, oh man, these are my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's like if you don't do that anymore, you're the package is incomplete. You know what I mean? Like we can fucking record good songs or good music and have good quality recordings, but if we don't fucking put up when we're put on a stage like that, we're not doing anybody justice
Mhm.
or the music.
For me, how I consume music is, it really matters, the live show.
Yeah, it does.
You know, like, do I want them to sound exactly like how they sound in the record, or do I want them to be
Better.
like, better with more performance, and you know, and a little off from what
Yeah, and you
the
kind of
record
it's
sounds
good
like.
to surprise people. Like we don't play Easy for You the same. We never have. We don't play Current the same. We don't play Running Away the same. Like we don't play any of those songs the same anymore.
Yeah, it's really nice to see all those fucking songs evolve the way.
Yeah,
they
and
have.
and you change as a band. Like we've changed so much, bro. Like our band is, I'm not saying changed in a way that we're not a band anymore. It's
Yeah.
like changed, like we've evolved together more than evolved as individuals. And I think that's the way a band should work in my eyes. You know what I mean? If you're evolving on your own and you're contributing to the band, fucking solid. But if
Yeah.
you're evolving together and you guys are creating a sound that's completely yours, like that's our goal. Like we want people, and I think it has worked. Like I sent a file to Peter from Tribal Theory, and I was like, hey, check this out. Like this is our new one. Like it's done. It's been done for a while, and I was like, just check it out. Let me know what you think. And he goes, in like the first 30 seconds, he was like, that's you. Like you can tell that's your sound. Like you can tell that's you guys. And that's one of those things. Those are one of those things where that takes a lot to get there. Like it takes some familiarity first of all, like people to know what to expect of you, but at the same time create something new enough that they'll know it's you, but it's like still.
Yeah, because it's so easy to be influenced by the music that you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like the cover music.
Yeah, bro. Like we have
a lot of us grew up playing.
parts of our songs now, like Paulo, John, and I, and Dance, like all of us love Anderson .Paak. Like we fucking super love Anderson .Paak. And like in one of our songs, Dab, like the DAB, the new song, like there's a moment where it's like literally 2 measures of like super hip hop part, and we're just like, where the fuck did that come from? And we think about it, we're like, oh yeah, we all really like Anderson .Paak. It's obviously, right? So it's like, you know, that shit changes your music and it makes you better. I think it makes you fucking more creative, and it like working with people who are willing to like explore those things with you matters too. You know what I mean? That's why like we worked with Ryan for the first 2 albums, and at that time it was perfect. Like that for where we were and for the music we were putting out, like that was the right thing. But with where we are now and what the sound is now, RJ's perfect for what we have right now. And I think as artists and producers,
Sorry, just the doom boom.
oh yeah,
The contractor, dude, that guy's just getting it.
no, it's
bro. He's like, they're fucking recording up there.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
Go get the drill.
Drilling through the walls.
But yeah,
And it's literally like next door and
Downstairs.
downstairs
Awesome.
of the next door. So yeah.
Jeez.
Same walls.
but
Anyways, yeah, don't mind it.
yeah, no, it's
I can see this guy like
I was
smiling.
trying not to laugh.
no, it's just cool. Like where we are now, like we've kind of figured out the sound. You know, we figured out what we want to get out of a product now, and RG's excellent at what we're doing. Like
Yeah.
he gets it. You know?
How did you guys know that having someone like Chase, crucial? You know, like having him on your team.
I think
Yeah,
because now if you think about it, bands aren't just music.
Right.
If it was just that, I think we'd be way more successful if it was just music alone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not anymore. It's your brand. You're a face. You're basically a personality now.
Yeah,
Your band. You're selling your image. You're selling your personality. You're selling. It's not just music anymore. And I hate to say that. Like we continuously make that first. Like music is always first. Don't get me wrong. Like that's always first. But that's not the entire package anymore. Not in this day and age. Like it's almost non-existent to just be focused on only music as an artist that's trying to accomplish shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know how hard it is to compete with like these like mumble rappers and people who fucking put out shit every day. Like they can put a song out every day of the year because some of their shit is so garbage.
Yeah.
Like, but they're like, bro, I just retweeted fucking 21 Savage's freestyle from like a couple years ago, and I was just like, oh my god, 21 garbage, bro. Like, and it's not knocking the genre. Like, I get that. Like, I get all that. It's just like if you have money and you can pay someone to produce something and put out a song every week, and kids fucking can mumble it with you, it's like, how do you compete with that, bro?
Right.
What are you supposed to do when you're trying to put out quality shit and dude, the songs John and I write, when we write those lyrics, that shit is like fucking, that's from the depths, bro. You know what I mean? Like that shit is stuff that we've felt, stuff that we've experienced, and it's like, how do you compete with people who fucking just like dude, there's no competition for it because it's so easy. Think about that. Like
Right.
like if you're a band that can fucking pump music out, and you have if there's someone in the band that's a producer and you guys can put out music constantly, then cool. Like that, bro, by all means. But it's just hard, you know what I mean? Like we're not producers. Like we could probably learn it, but there are certain things about production and producing that can't be taught or learned.
Yeah.
Like RJ has an ear. Like he knows things before they happen sometimes, and that's huge because we think because we wrote the song, we think in our own heads about how it should sound, and we convince ourselves that that's right. But sometimes it's not. Like there are moments where he like showed us something. He's like, check this out, just listen, and he played it, or he did it the night before we came into the studio or something, and we're just like, holy shit, like yeah, that's completely right. You know, and if we came into with the frame of mind that we're always right about our music, and a producer doesn't put us in our place sometimes, it's like you're just doing yourself like an injustice, you know. And like it comes back to the whole thing, like with Chase and Chauncey and Ray and the horn section, like Ben and James, like whenever they play big shows with us, they kill it every time. Zach too. And Zach's been playing with us more, and he's also helped with the writing process. Like he's come up with cool shit. He's a genius. First of all, he plays every fucking instrument.
Yeah, I noticed
really
that
well.
about him, yeah.
Like genius, bro. Like really well. And then that's why like Ben and James always have this running joke with him, like don't learn horned instruments. Like don't learn any brass, bro. Like you're not allowed to touch something that you can blow unless it's never mind. Unless it's me. But no, man, like it's crazy because we work with all these people, bro, and like it's not just the fucking music anymore. Like we worked with Andrew Gulak to like develop some merch. He came up with the shirts we're wearing right now, and like just an idea. No, me too. I wore mine. I never wear my own band shirt, but it's so.
I didn't get one, so
yeah, he didn't. His is at the house. We were waiting for Christmas, but way to fucking ruin it for yourself.
Waiting for the video to come out.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Waiting
That's
for the
product,
video.
like,
Yeah.
If it's
Like,
good,
oh,
we'll give them the shit.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
We're keeping the shirt.
We want our shirt back.
No,
That's messed up.
but really, like, dude, that's why people like Chase and like Chauncey does so much, and it's kind of unbelievable how he's able to deal with me and accomplish shit, but he does, because I'm like a diva. Yeah, no, I give a shit about my product, bro.
I like that I can whisper and it'll catch up.
I can fucking hear you. No, but I just don't say yes easily to everything. I overthink everything.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's just
basically a reflection of you, right?
I want the best shit to happen. You know what I mean? And like it with Chance, like Chance understands it. He just fucking tells me no sometimes. And I'm like, okay, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, and he gets it. He knows how to do that. And he makes decisions based on what, you know, he should as a manager, and he works hard at it.
Yeah. Chase, have you had trouble like inserting yourself into what your role should be?
Not really. You know, I think at the end of the day, there's respect. You know, for everybody respects each other and what we do. You know, and yeah, sometimes we won't see eye to eye on something, and if we can't figure it out, you know, I mean, I guess you call it like a hierarchy, right? And you got the 4 band members, right? And then you got Chauncey, manager, and then myself with like the videos and photos, and Ray too, that, you know, puts in, you know, he always helps with everything. He does the photos too, and then he's got great ideas. So, and then Zach. So, well, I guess Zach's part of the
kind of like a mercenary.
Yeah. So when
Mercenary.
yeah. He comes in slays and he's like,
it's like fucking kills
yeah.
it. It just drops the mic.
He's Braun in Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, at the end of it all, it's kind of just, we all put in our opinion and just kind of at the end of it, just respect each other. So, I haven't, you know, I always throw my stuff out there, and, you know, hey, I put out my opinion, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, their decision, you know, Frank's decision and what they want.
Right.
So, what the band wants is, you know,
It's weird how it works, because like the band is like, I always whenever these guys come up with something, I always pitch it to them. Like I have to pitch it kind of, and then like see what they say, and then they always end up saying like, what do you think, Frank? Like, just like, fuck, I don't know, man. Like, you guys tell me. Like,
yeah,
they're just like, no, just pick, like, blah, blah, blah. And then more recently, I think we've done a better job of like deciding things wholeheartedly, and everybody's opinions really matter. And honestly, we're extremely fortunate with how civil and organized, but yet fair our band is. Like, there is no one person that's more important, and we've established that. And
it's a team.
It's a super fucking team. Like, we literally make every decision together. Nobody says one thing over anybody. And if somebody feels some way about something, they say it. But we figure it out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like,
we've never had like any blow ups or anything like that.
We had one. That's when you posted that 6 minute voice note. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
6 minute voice note.
6 minutes.
But it was constructive, and it worked. It worked. It needed to be said, and it was said, and Chase said it because I didn't want to say it, and nobody else.
I can't remember what it was about, but
it was about the album, the second album. Remember? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. And like, dude, and the recipient of this information took it well and took it like, fuck, I get what you're saying. You know, like that needed to happen. Yeah. And you know, those types of things need to come, bro. Like Chauncey needs to tell Frank to shut the fuck up sometimes, and I do. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I won't, but I do. No, he doesn't. I don't. But diva. No. What is the definition of that?
I want that to be the definition of diva.
Yeah,
your face is gonna pop up in Google. It's gonna. What's a diva?
Yours is right next to cunt. So I mean.
Oh.
Can you say cunt on Master?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, beep. That'll be the only beep on here.
Ever in the history.
Can we do that? Yeah, can you do that, please? Just give me a beep.
Oh yeah. I just completely.
By the way,
whole word.
Definition of diva is a famous female opera singer. So you are completely off. Fuck you.
No, I was definitely right. Just solidifies it more, Frank. You're digging a hole.
Can we edit all of this out?
Just the last 10 minutes of the podcast.
Now that video's never fucking going up, by the way.
Diva state.
Fuck that video. It sucked anyway.
Now he's got his feelings. His feelings are hurt.
It's fine.
Frankie just left the room.
Yeah, it's fine.
Frankie left the chat. That's it. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's.
What happened at the podcast today?
Yeah. Yeah, posted in the chat.
Swear to God, I've been really nice lately. I've done my best to be civil.
Oh man, I think at the end of the day, we just want the same thing, right? And we'd all benefit if for the big break, right? We'll just call it that. And it's just everybody has their opinions on how it's going to get there, and mine is, hey, it's not everybody necessarily needs to hear you. That one person that can actually do something like that could sign you needs to hear you. So how do we make that happen?
Right.
And whether it's pushing stuff a lot, whether it's making as many connections as we can. I mean, everything works, but there's a lot of bands out there now and a lot of competition. And music is a really difficult industry, especially to make a living, and
right.
so
and especially make a living here.
The product,
right.
And the product is there, like for real. The music is good, and I tell that to everybody I meet. I'm just if we're talking about John Denver, like they're not just my friend, like they're really good artists. The songs they write, like everything
divas though.
Professional, only one diva.
Were you surprised by your 2018 wrap up?
Yeah. Actually, we didn't release any music like in 2018, and those were the numbers we got. So I was actually fucking stoked, like just that the
Still
fact
going.
that like, and there was a lot of music like listened to.
Yeah,
I mean of course there's fucking everybody who like Jed's dude. Jed is like a inspiration to me, honestly, because that guy works, bro. And what I mean by production,
I mean he was working at Godiva at one point.
Yeah.
And
up until recently, I think.
Yeah, he quit his job. I think it was last year, I believe. Yeah. And
that guy works,
went
bro.
full-time fucking music.
I mean, there's the incorporation of the video stuff that he does with Dreamstorm.
Right.
I think that pays the bills a little bit more, but like just the hustle, bro. Like that guy fucking works. Like self-promoting, and like people could take that, like what Chase is saying, diva. Like people could take that in a way where you're like, if you're self-promoting and you're saying like this shit is good, like this is fucking good. Mm-hmm. Some people will take that like, oh, he's a fucking diva, but no, dude, it's like you believe in your craft, like you believe in what you're putting out.
Yeah, if you're gonna put something like,
it could be threatening to people, bro.
Crappy,
no,
bro.
let's be real. That shit could be threatening to people, bro. Like it could rub people the wrong way just in how much you believe in your product, and
it can.
And I don't like for us as a band, like we'll never put it in your face, but we'll be proud of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go up to you and say fucking John Dank's the best, blah 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 blah. Like that's not who we are as people. Like I wasn't raised that way. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, but if I believe in my shit, and I believe in what my band does and what we're doing and what we're trying to do, it's not very. And I hate to say it, bro, but I was raised in the fucking sticks, dude. I was raised in fucking Molesu, and like it's not a very tomorrow thing to do, to like believe in yourself that hard. Mm-hmm. Like let's be real, bro. Like we're the biggest critics of ourselves.
Yeah.
On this island, like we are fucking extremely critical of each other and ourselves, and like just to say, hey, check out my stuff. Like this is what we did. We're trying our best, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, boy. But, it's kind of like, it's
it's hard to have that confidence.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Because then you come off as a fucking, a diva. Like,
dude,
no, really.
real,
like, then you come off as, like, somebody that people are like, this is...
Or a band of
that guy, right?
Disingenuine. You're not genuine, bro. Like, well, because I believe in our shit and believe in what we're trying to do and we're trying to promote our stuff. And
people,
people are going to knock that and be like, well, that's not a very humble Chamorro thing to do. And it's like, bro, that's the problem. That's why there hasn't been, let's be real, that's why there hasn't been a market for a lot of Chamorro or local arts to succeed in a bigger, like on a bigger scale, because we're the biggest critics of ourselves. And I think it makes us better. I think it drives you to be better, but it also has its like hindrances. Like there are moments where you're like, fuck, why can't you just fucking say thank you? Or why can't you just be like, fuck, that's good. You know what I mean? And it's hard for people to do that. It's hard for people to say that about themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not knocking culture, bro. I love where I'm from. Like, I love the people I'm a part of.
But it's not perfect.
It's not.
It has its challenges.
It has its challenge. And like people like Chase, like for example, Chase comes here 11 years ago, white kid from fucking Miami, and like goes fishing. It does more Chamorro things than a lot of it Chamorros, and really inserts himself into the culture and does everything, but still gets knocked because he's not from here.
I get knocked a lot. Did I just called a Yankee the other day?
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Like 3 days ago, I was in the chat, and I was like, man, I noticed her be offended, but I'm not offended. Like I've never been called a Yankee.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm confused.
Florida wasn't even part of them.
Yeah,
Like Confederate state, bro.
yeah. I'm like, what's going on? It was so weird, and I was like, man, I wish I could be offended, but I'm not.
What's crazy is that what I love is that in the last, I would say like 2-3 years, there's been a giant shift in like a paradigm in literally in how we think about local arts now, and it's great.
Agreed.
It's just in the last, I would say the last 2-3 years, in my own eyes, like seeing it.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's coming to a better place. Like it's getting there. It's not perfect, and it won't ever be, but it's getting more appreciated. I'll tell you that much. Like, dude, I remember when I was a part of Rock Bottom, we opened up for a lot of bands, dude. Like we opened up for fucking I can't remember. Dude, there's a lot, and they were all like giant shows. 311, yeah, Jesus. And we played covers. Like we played shit that people wanted to hear, and we played a couple originals here and there, like threw them in there, but that wasn't our focus.
Right.
When we created the John Dank show, it was the complete opposite. We're like, no, we can't go into those things thinking we need to play everything everybody wants to hear, because then we're gonna get fucked.
Right.
Nobody's gonna appreciate us for our stuff. And that's why when we first came out as a band, we're like, okay, if we're gonna do a show, we're gonna do one set. It was at a Sunday showcase, and played like 8 out of 9 songs were ours, no matter what the type of genre, style, speed of the song, whatever it was, we played our stuff.
Yeah.
And just this past concert, we played entirely our stuff, and then like Expendables, we got off stage after our encore, and he's like, "Can you guys play like fucking 2 more?
Yeah.
Just kill some more time." And I was like, "Fuck."
No, it's not to kill time. They wanted to hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they make it come off. But Adam wanted to hear you guys more.
Yeah.
Because they had literally just got there maybe like 15 minutes before that.
Mm-hmm.
So they were still getting shit together. And
Right.
And he actually said 5 more songs.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you're gonna go on stage like past the time you don't want to go on stage, So I had to.
Yeah, we played a couple
sort of
more.
shut 'em down.
Like, we played
2, bro.
we played Redbone, and that was
was
like our
cool.
cover. And we just we do that at our weekly gigs and stuff. But like it was just like, for me, it's coming to a better place. Like there's so much content about to be released by people, and I'm fucking stoked. Like First Beach, Local Deluxe, Pop Rocks and Soda is about to release their first single. I know in the new year we're gonna be releasing a new EP. Matala has like new songs they're gonna come out with. It's insane, and it's cool because you can promote yourselves now. Like, you can promote yourself now and not be like ashamed about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. I remember feeling that way, bro. Like trying to play our shit, and people are like, "Hey, can you play this?" Like yelling, and you're just like, "I want to play my songs, man." Like, fuck, dude.
Freebird.
Fuck Freebird.
Freebird.
That's, bro. Yeah, and it's finally coming to that place, dude. Fucking Freebird.
Play Freebird.
Yeah, you were at Lifehouse those days when they were yelling that shit to us too. God. Like, no, bro, no.
But now people are yelling current.
Yeah, and they're
know,
singing
paycheck.
current.
Yeah.
Easy for you. It's crazy. Like, and it's crazy because sometimes I'll just drop off the mic just to listen.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, and everybody's been fucking. They didn't like at the Expendables show. Everybody was fucking singing. I was like, damn.
But you're totally right about some shift that's happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's really cool to see, and people being more accepting of something like this, like the podcast.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
like,
this is a prime example.
And
A free platform that you can just you can say what you want to say. You know what I mean?
and I had, you know, like my struggles with promoting myself and being confident in like, oh, who's this guy that thinks he
that's a
can
dude. That's a cultural
podcast,
shift,
you know,
bro.
or a talk show, you know, and it's like, I've never stepped foot in the media in the media game or talk show game or in the radio or anything like that. But here I am recording episode 1 in the garage of my friend while the airplane's flying by. I was like,
And that's what it takes.
We're doing it.
That's what it takes. We wrote Inner Space and playing my part in my fucking living room in Jonia, like no aircon, like on beach chairs, bro, because I didn't have furniture. You know what I mean, like it was like that's what I mean. Essentially, that's what it fucking takes.
Yeah.
Like that's bro. I had a video of me and dancing like when we were, I think, a freshman in college, like 10 years ago, or about 10 years ago, and we're just like, it was gross. But that's where you come from. Me and dancing in my living room with guitars,
shirtless.
I think dancing was
sweaty.
Yeah, just like, dude, like we had one couch at the time, me and my roommate, and we had a surf rack, but we didn't have like a table of like, you know, like we had like the fold out table to fucking eat dinner on, but we had a surf rack that was nice. Fucking all our boys. Dude. But yeah, like it's a complete shift, bro. Like people are throwing their own shows, man. Like even with the like the native, and now you see me like Jared, like granted there are hiccups, bro. There are gonna be hiccups with every show, and like stylistically, but he's getting it. Like he's trying.
He is.
He's fucking and he's doing it.
He brought out 4 or 5 artists in the last year.
2 of them are multi-platinum. Let's be real.
And a lot of the bigger productions that are around haven't thrown shit in the last 2
or gotten artists in their prime.
Right.
In their prime.
Right.
Like Russ is in his prime.
Right.
For him to bring out Russ and pay him and self-fund the whole thing, basically, like that, bro. Like mad props. I always tell him that because he approached me 4 years ago. In Fusion in Upper Tumon. Like he called me randomly one day, or he texted me.
That's his spot.
Dude, that is.
That's literally his spot, dude.
And like he texted me one day, come meet me up here, and he had this idea of like shows, and then I gave him like advice on production. Like, here, talk to this guy. If you need good lighting or good sound, talk to this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I remember doing that. And then I gave him our albums. He played it. He pumped us, whatever. And then it's just like less than 3 years later, he's doing like shows like what he just did last week. So I see the hustle, and I always tell him that I'm proud of him, because that takes a lot for someone to just say, okay, I'm going to put everything.
Well, I mean, completely putting himself out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, even with his mistakes and maybe things that don't really go right.
He owns it, bro.
Yeah, he does.
He owns it more than most people are willing to.
And honestly, it's very respectable.
Yeah.
And it's hard to knock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't knock it when they're doing it, you know, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had ideas about throwing our own shows and shit, but like for us, it's like time, and he's in like completely immersed himself in what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's not just doing shows, he's doing like fashion stuff, he's doing like all these different cool things. And I mean, bro, like he's completely immersed himself into his brand and his image and his everything he's about. And that's hard for people to do, bro. Like he just did it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it took him getting broke and fucking going on tour with the John Dank show, and then he's like, all right, I guess LiquidSoul it is what it is, and we just gotta
figure it out, you know.
$100 in your bank account,
dude, and no income, and I made it, dude. The next day, it sucked. So my account was down to 100, and I went to my parents. I was like, I feel like everybody that said you couldn't do it won. You know what I mean? Like
defeated,
defeated straight up. And then the next day, I got my first big contract, and with Docomo for videos, and it was awesome. Like it was cool. So it took me getting to that point of just like, I was on the bottom, you know, absolute bottom again, you know, like, and ever since then, it's just been I've been self-employed. Now I do like marketing on the side, and it just helps to push my videos, push my brand, push charters.
Practice too, huh?
Yep.
You get more practice time.
And it works. Yeah, it's fun. So now like my time, I can work from the laptop anywhere. So my money's always coming in no matter where I'm at. So you can still travel, still enjoy the life, but then it's just all from the laptop.
Right.
So it's cool. It's a nice thing, you know. So
You built it, bro. Be proud of that shit.
yeah. So I mean, but then it comes along with like what Frank was saying.
it's nothing, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's hard to be like
yeah.
it's that same thing, kind of like what Frank touched before, you know, like some of my friends will be like, oh, you know, he's this and that, you know, or they're not my friends anymore, man. Like they just, it's the weirdest thing to see people that I've seen my friends group go from like, oh yeah, I know all these people to like, dude, now I have like genuine friends, like legit people that I know. It's just like, it's a small circle, but all of them have my back, you know, and vice versa, you know. So it's nice because you'll meet so many people, I'm sure, you know, with your show, you know, plenty of them, but
tell you
you'd
that
be
they're proud of you.
surprised that so many people don't want you to make it,
Right.
like, because they're still stuck in their way,
Right.
and it stinks. It's a negative thing, but you know,
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that sort of culture exists here on Guam,
does.
but I believe it's fading away pretty quickly.
yeah,
You know?
That's so funny because my dad,
Yeah.
like my dad's a very proud person, and you know him like being a musician, kind of local legend in his own right. He was always seen like that, like he's fucking, like he's arrogant because he believed in himself and he made himself something here. He's not even from here.
Yeah.
And he made himself a local legend by learning how to speak Chamorro fluently, learning how to immerse yourself. He married a local woman, and like he genuinely loves his shit. Like he loves writing those songs and playing those songs, and people didn't like that. Like he told me, he's the one that he told me that like people didn't like that he was so proud of his own stuff. He played in front of 20,000 people in Papua New Guinea with JD Crutch at I think it was Festback, one of the first years in the 80s. Him and JD went there, just played 2-man acoustic in front of like fucking 15,000 people.
that's crazy.
Damn.
Like, and he's like, I'm proud of that shit. I'll fucking tell anybody.
Yeah.
Because I worked for that. Like, and he's like, and the thing is, the hard part is that people don't like that. Like, people don't like that. Like, hey, knock that off.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that. Like, why can't we celebrate our successes?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and now it's changing because more people are accepting of, or not accepting, but more people are celebrating others. That it's become more of a practice to be like, no, let them fucking enjoy it. Like, dude, you're working for this stuff. You're building your empire. You know what I mean? And like, why not say I'm proud of what we've done?
Yeah. Like me and my fiance just bought our first place, like our first condo, and I'm not going to post about it. Like, you know, I'm proud of it, you know, because we worked hard, but I don't want to post about it because people aren't going to be happy. You know, some people out there won't be happy. You know what I mean? And that's just a personal thing. It's just like, dude, I kind of don't want people to know what's going on outside of, you know, what I choose to put out there for my brand.
Make your circle smaller and tighter.
It stinks, dude. You know?
But it's cool, but it's cool that it's changing, and I like that because like, you know, people are putting on their own shows, they're putting on their own showcases, their own brands. Like it's a cool fucking paradigm shift. Like people are actually, it's a weird cultural shift.
Yeah, and we're more open to like lifting each other up.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's real cool when I'm just out randomly and people are like, "Oh shit, Master Random." Yeah. Or, damn, I listened to your show. I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, cool, for real." You know?
Yeah.
And one time I was standing in the Fiesta line or like a food line, and a girl taps me on the shoulder. She's like, "You do that talk show, right?" She's like, "Don't think this is weird or anything, but me and my girlfriend, we sometimes like sit down and crack a beer open and
listen
to the show."
Cool.
I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
That's,
I was like,
way
that's
cool.
super dope.
Yeah,
you know?
Super dope.
And it's cool. It's cool to see people just loving the stuff that are coming out here.
Yeah,
and
genuinely loving it, bro.
Going back to people running up to the front of the stage as soon as you guys played your first.
That was
note.
cool.
You know, that was the fucking coolest thing I've ever.
And you know, the thing is,
yeah.
like, we've reciprocated that in that we fucking try to show people as much as we can that we give a shit about them too. You know what I mean? Like, we're not guys that like you come up to us and say, "Hey man, I love your music," and we're like, "Fuck off." You know what I mean? Like, we don't give a shit. Like, dude, we genuinely try to meet as many people as possible, bro.
Close the green room door.
They're like, I'll fucking just soak it up, bro. Like, we
staring through the two-way mirror.
Chases there like this, like fucking. Yeah, close it, guys. Jeez, guys, there's fish porn. There's fish porn over there.
Fish porn. Guys, let's
wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up here. Any final words you guys?
Chase,
wanna
you can
put
go
out
first.
there?
I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Rockstar Charters, call us.
Yeah. No,
I'm just kidding.
No,
dude.
plug.
No, I mean I don't
Plug
really have-
anything.
No. This is literally your
Want
chance.
to do it for each other? I'll do it for you.
Yeah. No, this is literally your chance to plug anything you like. It doesn't.
dude.
It doesn't matter. The floor is yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really. I mean, there's no plugs. I mean, we're just gonna keep. Like for me, it's just kind of you're gonna keep. You want to see my shit? It's
Say it,
Soul
Chase.
Industry.
Say it. See, you can't even say it.
Yeah, I'm not good. Dude, it's so hard to like do it. I'm trying to get better at it.
Hey guys,
because, like,
check out Liquid Soul on Instagram. Everything. Check out Rockstar Charters if you ever want to book a fishing charter or diving charter.
Number.
Yeah,
Number.
687-2382.
There you go.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
my actual number.
Check out the John Dank Show on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Red Tube. Sorry,
I didn't say
I
that.
had to do that.
I didn't say that. Chase.
Video.
Search Chase Weir. Search Chase Weir on RedTube.
John Dank Show fish porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what you will find.
You'll see it on Netflix. Yeah.
Blue waffle.
Anything else?
Blue waffle.
Ooh.
That's the Blue Waffle Planet. Yeah. No. Yeah. We're about to release some new stuff in the new year. Currently, if this tweet that I fucking like a dumbass put out yesterday reaches 500 likes and retweets, we're gonna release a song. So check that out. But yeah, man. No. Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you for having
It's always
us.
fun coming here
Yeah.
and talking shit and
It's
and
nuts.
getting called a diva. I'm gonna eat that one up for about a week.
It really got to
Yeah, it's gonna work. It works every time. He knows what works.
It's inside him.
Yep, it works.
It makes him mad.
Oh god.
Look at he's like gonna eat the microphone.
No, I had a great time up until that point.
He's not a diva. PSA, Frank is not a diva.
No, but I don't even have water to drink
Doesn't-
anymore.
No, he just wants to
And I gotta
put
do
something in his mouth.
This guy just start
The
biting on the
microphone.
fucking thing.
No, yeah, man. Like,
Thanks for
like,
having us.
thanks for having us, and like to people who listen to us. More importantly, like we genuinely fucking give a shit, and we love you guys for it. And we're not gonna disappoint you with the next album. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Proving
all
people right.
I've seen is nothing but progression,
Thank
and it's cool to see the team grow and stuff like that. And
It's been fun.
yeah, and if you're looking for a light guy, I might know a guy.
Hey, you press some letters pretty good, boo. Up until the shift F7 happened, I don't know, bro. Like,
Yeah, I was like, whoa, it's dark. I
It's
can't
really
film. I
dark.
can't see anything.
There's no
My
stage
video.
lighting at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, check us out. Like fucking everything. But
Yeah,
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Cheers.
Shit was fun,
Cheers,
dude.
thanks again.
Next time we'll get Chauncey to actually come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and talk
Bring
shit.
whoever.
Shout
you
out
guys
to
like.
Chauncey for not being here.
Yeah, it's not a chance.
For not showing up.
Great. Shout out, Chase. That was better than your Rockstar Charters one.
Yeah, I'm not good at promoting myself. I need to be better.
Yeah, man, check us out. And we're gonna do some
we do stuff on the
communication
internet.
classes
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. Check us on the internet.
I ride a boat sometimes.
Yeah. Find me an agate.
I steer it, right?
Yeah.
Steer the boat. Yeah. But yeah, man. Cheers to Master Random.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for listening once again. As always, Maddie loves you, Brian in spirit, and of course I love you. And until next time, peace out. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Did I lie? It's super fucking funny conversation, right? I'd just like to give a special shout out to our sponsors. First, Mosa's Joint, serving up the island's best chow, happy hours, and vibes wrapped into one package. To Dimension Systems, providing the best computer and IT solutions on the island since 1987. To stroll Guam, use the code word RANDOM18, RANDOM 18, and get $10 off your next ride. And don't forget to support us on Patreon. I got something coming, so whether it's $2, $5, $10, this next month I'm gonna make it worth it for you guys of being Master Random podcast listeners. I know I've been slacking. Shit's been tough. I just took my PE, and guess what? I fucking passed it, and I feel great. Don't forget to rate the podcast on iTunes. If you're listening to this on your phone, I think it's iTunes. Well, the podcast app, right? So go to podcast app, rate it, whatever you like. You can rate it 1 star, 5 stars, preferably 5 stars, and
just so you know, you're the baddest for listening to the podcast. See you later. Goodbye. Peace.